Sponsored by Cintas. Better workdays start together. Cintas has the essential products and support that can help employees perform their best. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday. First for the LSU Tigers at 33-2. In the backcourt, Alexis Morris, 5'6" senior from Texas. A huge game in the semifinals. She had 27 against Virginia Tech here on Friday night. She's joined by Kateri Poole, 5'8" sophomore from New York. She got it done on the glass against the Hokies, a career high, 7 rebounds. Up front, Flau'jae Johnson, 5'10" freshman from Georgia, joined by Angel Reese, 6'3" sophomore from Baltimore. The Maryland transfer had her 33rd double-double of the season on Friday. That ties the NCAA all-time single-season record. And in the middle, it's LaDasia Williams, 6'4" grad transfer from Missouri. Head coach Kim Mulkey in her 23rd season, a record of 691 and 112. She has won 3 national championships, all of those coming at Baylor. Mulkey today will try to join Rick Pitino as the only coaches that have led multiple schools to national championships. Now for the Iowa Hawkeyes at 31-6. In the backcourt, Gabby Marshall, 5'9" senior from Ohio, joined by the great Caitlin Clark, 6' junior from West Des Moines, Iowa. Back-to-back 41-point games. She is the first player in NCAA Tournament history to have back-to-back 40-point games. Kate Martin, 6' senior from Illinois, joined by McKenna Warnock, a 6'1" senior from Wisconsin. She had 5 points in that game against South Carolina, but had the biggest offensive rebound of the game late that helped Iowa win it. And in the middle, it's Monica Sonato, 6'3" senior from Minnesota, the first team All-Big Ten selection. Lisa Bluter is the head coach. It's her 38th year as a Division I head coach, a record of 850 wins and 390 defeats. Our officials for the national championship game, Lisa Jones, Pulani Spurlock-Welsh, and Nicole Murray. This place is packed as you would expect. Boy, we got here a couple of hours before the game, and people were already lined up outside waiting to get in. It's been an impressive weekend here in Dallas, Debbie, and I don't think we could have a better matchup on tap. This one should be fun.
The roar inside the building with the mention of Caitlin Clark and the number of eyes that will be on her and Kim Mulkey because they're both people in this game that you just can't stop watching. Caitlin Clark's got to get everyone involved. She's got to take care of the ball. She can't worry about the LSU ball pressure. LSU's got to rebound and push. I think both teams will try to get their sweat equity in the game early because you're going to need it. And I also think Lisa Bluter will get to her bench early just in case they need it for foul trouble.
And we saw her do that the other night. You thought that was a big reason they had some success because when Monica Sonato did pick up that 4th foul, players like Addison O'Grady had already been in the fray against South Carolina.
I don't think there's any question about it, Ryan. I thought it was a brilliant coaching move. You get that early entry. They get a little sweat. They get a feel for the game, and then when they come back in, when it's absolutely necessary late, they're ready. You want to make sure they are ready. Both these coaches have done such a fantastic job prepping their teams for this moment. I expect the product, which is the narrative, to deliver all 40 minutes.
LSU will take the court in their purple uniforms trimmed in gold. Iowa's in the white uniforms trimmed in black and gold. Time for the opening tip, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. Bundle today at progressive.com. The ball is in the air. LSU wins the tap, and the Tigers will have it first, moving left to right here in the opening 20 minutes. Flau'jae Johnson with it on the right wing, dribbles left to the foul line, got caught in the air, threw it away, and Gabby Marshall comes up with a steal for Iowa.
This will be defense by personnel for Lisa Bluter's team.
Shovel it off to Caitlin Clark, down inside Sonato on the right block, turns, puts it up and in, and the first bucket of the game belongs to Monica Sonato of the Iowa Hawkeyes. It's 2-0. Iowa.
The big matchup defensively for Iowa is Gabby Marshall on the big-time scorer, Alexis Morris, the point guard for LSU.
Morris handles the dribble out front. Marshall down on his stance, gives her a couple of feet of space. Morris pounds it down with the left hand, heads right, goes behind her back, picks up the dribble, finds Johnson right side, rainbows a three, and hit. Flau'jae Johnson, the freshman, knocks in the triple. 3-2 LSU.
She's going to have to hit a couple before Iowa adjusts.
Johnson, 33% three-point shooter. Here's Clark, doubled out front, makes a pass to Marshall down on the right corner. So lob it into Sonato on the right block against Williams. Turns, puts it up over. This one bounces off the rim, no good. Johnson, the LSU rebound. Out to Morris, stolen away. Kate Martin down the left side, lays it up and in.
2 steals, 2 buckets for the Iowa defense. That's the way you get in rhythm early on the offensive end.
4-3 Iowa on top. Boy, Martin was just sitting and waiting for that pass. An easy interception and the easy deuce. Here's Kateri Poole with it. Dribbles to the foul line, goes behind her back, heads left, down the lane, flips it up to the left hand, can't finish over Clark. Foul on the rebound. Reese was battling inside. Is that going to be Warnock? It will. So the first foul against McKenna Warnock. First team foul against Iowa. LSU will inbound baseline right.
Iowa starting in a triangle and 2, and they're trying to attack Caitlin Clark, who has one of those assignments in the triangle and 2 to guard. Straight up Kateri Poole, the point, one of the guards for LSU.
Poole throws it right into the hands of Sonato in the paint. She tried to look away pass, and Sonato just reached up and snatched it. Here's Clark, deep 3, left wing, in! Caitlin Clark right away, rising from 30 and knocked it in. Timeout LSU, 7-3 Iowa. The Caitlin Clark magic on display early in the title game.
It's one of the reasons why for decades I've been carrying my tape measure, because sometimes you just got to go out there and measure it.
8 minutes, 24 seconds remain here in the first quarter. Kim Mulkey takes time. It's Iowa 7, LSU 3. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
After 3 weeks of battling through the brackets, one team gets the opportunity to climb the iconic Werner ladder. The final net cutting is the culmination of their hard work and an opportunity to experience the exhilaration few ever will. It's the same for all the pros out there working at 30 feet or 30 stories. Every day they challenge themselves to reach new heights, and Werner is the brand they trust to have their backs. Werner, official ladder of NCAA March Madness and official ladder of pros everywhere. Go to WernerLadder.com to learn more.
Big things are happening with the Hulu and Disney Plus bundle. With big adventures like The Mandalorian and Black Panther Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus. Plus big stories on Hulu like Tiny Beautiful Things streaming April 7th and Welcome to Chippendales. Hulu and Disney Plus, better together in a brand new bundle. Plans starting at $9.99 a month. All of these and more now streaming. ESPN Plus with plans starting at $12.99 a month. 18 plus only. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Terms apply.
Every day, PGA coaches across the country are helping golfers reach their goals.
First time picking up a club? Let's get started.
16 holes still giving you nightmares? Let's conquer it.
Want to bring a friend along? Let's learn together.
Let's focus on health.
On fun.
On nothing at all.
Let's talk goals.
Let's try something new.
Let's keep it going.
Let's have some fun. Improve, connect, or escape. Wherever your golf journey is headed, let's get you there. Find your PGA coach at pga.com/coach.
Try new Syntec high-mileage full synthetic motor oil to help high-mileage engines run better for longer. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Along with Debbie Antonelli and Krista Blunk, I'm Ryan Radke. You're listening to the NCAA Women's Final Four on Westwood One, presented by the new 2024 Buick Encore GX, available May 2023. 7-3 Iowa on top. Let's check in with Krista Blunk, who's listening in to what appeared to be a very unhappy Kim Mulkey.
Oh, Ryan, it was a very fiery timeout and huddle for LSU. And Angel Reese was also talking with her team and really getting on the guard play, in particular Johnson. And Johnson kind of let out a yell, put a towel over her head. She was frustrated. And Kim Mulkey looked at her and she said, "You just made a three," basically turning it over, giving it to Caitlin Clark, and they get out on a break. She said, "You've got to play hard," and she continued on. She is fired up.
All right, Krista, thanks very much. 7 Iowa points, all coming off LSU turnovers, Debbie.
Kim Mulkey's so upset she might ignite her own outfit on fire by the way she moves over there. There's more bling and sparkles on that outfit than I've ever seen, and I love it because it's all about her personality. It's the culture of LSU and Baton Rouge, and it is Mardi Gras. Do not forget that.
LSU ball out of the timeout. Iowa in a zone. Kateri Poole with it over on the left wing. Dumped into LaDasia Williams. Left block against Sonato. Turns middle. Can't find an opening. Gets it to Johnson in the right corner. Tees up a second three. That one is short off the iron. Reese bats the rebound on the floor. Picked up by Marshall. Shovel it off to Caitlin Clark. Iowa to the front court. Clark has already hit a deep bomb before the timeout. Here's Warnock into Sonato. Great play by Reese. Jumps in the passing lane and knocked it away. LSU with it. Tigers into the front court. Reese down the left side. Crosses right into the paint. Scoops it up on the run. Banked it in for two.
Angel Reese says, forget about all this stuff that happened before that. I never touched the ball. Now I'm going to work.
7-5 Iowa. 7:43 to go in the first quarter. Here's Martin with a dribble out between the circles. Martin looking for space. Get it to Gabby Marshall. Now to Clark. Dribbling into the paint. Drop it off Sonato. Right block. Pump fake. Reese laid it up and in. Caitlin Clark delivers to Monica Sonato, who's got 4 early points, and it's 9-5 Iowa. Alexis Morris lob it ahead to Poole on the left wing. Poole takes a dribble up to the three-point line, gets a screen from Williams, steps back, pump fake a three, didn't want it, get it to Williams, mid-post on the left. Williams backing in, spins baseline on Sonato, reached in, took it away, held ball. Possession arrow favors Iowa. Monica Sonato has come to play at both ends.
Players, don't just do warm-ups and layups on the left side of the floor with your left hand. When you get in game, be ready to score with your left hand. Rim, body, ball. Don't bring the ball into the defender with your inside hand.
4 turnovers already for LSU. Here's Clark, whips it down to Sonato, right block, puts it up off the window, can't finish it short this time, and Angel Reese has the rebound. Reese weaving her way into the front court. Heads over on the left wing, steps back beyond the three-point line, gets a running start, spinning in the paint, stops, dumps it off down low. Williams right block lays it in. So it's Angel Reese with the delivery, and LaDasia Williams pays it off. 9-7 Iowa with 6:45 to go in the first.
If this is the Caitlin Clark and an Angel Reese show all game, I'm happy with it.
Clark T3, top of the key. This one off the back of the rim, no good. And LaDasia Williams has the LSU rebound. Off to Angel Reese. Reese will lob it ahead, left side Johnson, right to the rim, puts it up, in and one. She got tripped up by Clark, who says, hey, I was just standing here, but they count the bucket, the foul against Clark, and a three-point play opportunity coming up for LSU.
That's a tough one for Caitlin Clark because you know she is trying not to foul. Clearly, there was a layup opportunity, and she did not want to be in the way of that. I thought she sidestepped it.
Johnson, 69% free throw shooter, makes the free throw. She's got 6 early, 10-9 LSU, 6:25 to go in the first. Here's Martin with it between the circles. Martin gets it off to Warnock, holds the basketball at her chest, finds Clark curling top of the key, 2-3 on the way, got it. Second bomb hit by Caitlin Clark, and it's 12-10 Iowa.
Going left, she's almost unstoppable. It's amazing how quickly she gets her feet down from any range.
Morris over to Poole on the right side. Poole puts it on the deck, has a screen from Reese, doesn't want it, dribbles right to the baseline. Warnock jumps out on the switch, get it up top to Reese, puts it on the deck, spinning, puts it up on the run, banked it in with a right hand. Angel Reese down the right side with a great finish to tie the game at 12.
Iowa told us they were used to playing against Angel Reese. She used to be in Maryland. Well, they've been in the right spot. She's just making plays.
Warnock gets it out top to Clark. And Alexis Morris poked it away, saved it in bounds to Clark, down to Sonato on the right block, steps middle, puts it up with the left hand, missed it short. Poole's got the rebound for LSU. Outlet pass to Morris. Alexis Morris on the left wing, looking inside to Angel Reese. Warnock battling for position. Up top it goes to Poole, swinging around right side Johnson. She's got it on the wing. Johnson dribbles inside the arc, crosses right, down to the baseline, step back, partially blocked out of the air by Martin, and Clark is there for the Iowa rebound. Caitlin Clark will push, racing down the right side. Clark weaving into the paint. Poole knocked it away. Clark gets it back. Clark dribbles left, elbow jumper up, no, but a foul. And is this going to be against Iowa? I think this is going to be against the Hawkeyes inside. Monica Sonato ended up on the deck. But the foul is going to go against Iowa.
A foul off the ball.
It's against Sonato. I couldn't see Debbie. I was screened inside, but she ended up on the deck, but she gets called for the foul.
Yeah, 2 touch fouls for Iowa, which isn't a good whistle for them. They don't have the same depth that LSU has.
12-12 game. Here's Poole out of the right corner. Fires a 3 and hits. Kateri Poole with her first bucket. And LSU has opened up a 3-point edge, 15-12. Hannah Stolke is in the game for Iowa. McKenna Warnock will sit. Clark racing the dribble into the front court against Morris. Crosses left, got it poked away from behind. Picked up by Reese, running with Johnson. Reese down the right side of the bucket and fouled by Hannah Stolke. Angel Reese is going to the line to shoot 2. Clark thought she had an opening, but Alexis Morris caused the turnover.
No one goes to the free throw line in women's college basketball more than Angel Reese. And after that last timeout called by Kim Mulkey, her team has definitely responded, and it's been behind the play of Angel Reese.
Breaking the action with 4:40 to go here in the first quarter. It's LSU 15, Iowa 12. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Great-looking uniforms are an expression of teamwork, confidence, and pride. Cintas can help make sure your team is dressed to perform their best every day. We offer workwear and apparel that's comfortable and durable with a modern fit. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or T-shirts. And it all comes with weekly laundry service and delivery right to you. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
There's something for everyone with the Disney Bundle. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Ready for an adventure?
Like the new season of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
This is the way.
Tiny Beautiful Things on Hulu.
It's doing the impossible every day.
And the PGA Tour on ESPN Plus.
How about that?
Starting at just $9.99 a month. All of these and more streaming this spring. ESPN Plus plans starting at $12.99 a month. 18 plus only. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Terms apply.
Westwood One presents Great Moments in Tournament History.
April 1st, 2018, the women's Final Four in Columbus, Ohio. 2 days after Notre Dame stunned unbeaten UConn on a last-second three-pointer by Arike Ogunbowale, history repeated itself when the Irish faced Mississippi State in the final. With the game tied at 58 and just 3 seconds remaining, there was little doubt who would take the final shot for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame to try to win a national title. Young calls the break, looking, finds Ogunbowale right wing. A hoist near the horn, he's good! Arike Ogunbowale! Zeros on the clock, and Notre Dame wins the national championship, 61-58.
Ogunbowale's heroics secured the program's second national championship and capped a women's Final Four that featured 2 overtime games, a pair of buzzer beaters, and definitely some of the greatest moments in women's tournament history. I'm Kevin Kugler.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
From the Final Four to the Frozen Four, your year-round source for college sports. Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Assistant Brian Sperry, our courtside reporter Chris DeBlanc, and the Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli. I'm Ryan Radke here at our Granger courtside seats at American Airlines Center in Dallas. Win in advance is the rallying cry this time of year. Count on Granger for professional-grade supplies and solutions to help your business get to the next round. Call, click Granger.com, or stop by. 4:40 to go first quarter. LSU has taken a 15-12 lead, and the Tigers responded to that Kim Mulkey timeout as Angel Reese goes to the foul line and makes the first.
LSU, since that timeout, has outscored Iowa 13-5. They're 5 of their last 6, and Angel Reese makes the first free throw.
Reese front rims the second. Sonato grabs the rebound for Iowa. So a 16-12 LSU lead. Iowa with the basketball. Caitlin Clark handling, got stripped by Alexis Morris her last time down the floor. Morris has had active hands early, guarding Clark. Clark picks up her dribble, get it to Sonato, top of the key. Hands it back to Clark, moving left, shoots the three from the wing. Good again. Third three, hit by Caitlin Clark. 16-15 LSU with 4:15 to go in the first.
3 for 4 outside the three-point line, and Iowa coming back and playing some zone.
Poole gets it down to Reese. Up top it goes to Morris. Dribbles left to the elbow. Jumper on the way is good for 2. Alexis Morris, first bucket of the ball game. 18-15 Tigers.
People said low-scoring game. I went, no way.
Clark racing over onto the left wing. Gets it to Sonato above the free throw line. Hands it back to Clark. Turns, fires a three from the top. Got it again! It's her 4th three of the quarter. Caitlin Clark's got 12, and we're tied at 18.
It's that twist action on the top of the floor that is really hard to guard.
Poole with it over on the right wing. Gets it into LaDasia Williams at the elbow. Skips it over to Johnson left side. Put it on the deck. Really double dribbled. Gets it into Williams in the mid-post. Turns middle. Ducks under Sonato. Puts it up off the window. Missed it short. Reached the offensive rebound. Turns. Puts it up. No, but a foul. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And if that's on Monica Sonato, it's her second. Angel Reese is saying that it is. And it is, in fact, against Sonato. Angel Reese right away put up 2 fingers. Said she's got 2. She was right. And Sonato will sit. Addison O'Grady is coming in.
Are you kidding me, Caitlin Clark? The twist action on the top, which is pass it to Sonato, cut one side. Sonato twists her body and hands it off another way. And it's just a beautiful three-point shot with her feet down ready to fire. Shoot till your arm falls off. Caitlin Clark in the first quarter, Ryan.
The 2024 Women's Final Four is heading to Cleveland, and you can be a VIP with the NCAA experience. Get your premium tickets, travel, and hospitality all in one place. To learn more, visit ncaa.com/VIP today. Reese made both free throws. She's got 7 points in the game, 20-18 LSU. McKenna Warnock back on the floor for Iowa. Addison O'Grady checking in for Monica Sonato.
We knew that Addison O'Grady was going to have to get early minutes, but we didn't think because Sonato was going to pick up 2 quick fouls.
Martin with the dribble out high on the left. She'll bounce it to Clark between the circles. Hands it off to Martin. Martin dribbles up top. O'Grady has the screen. Martin dribbling left, stops off the elbow. Backs that dribble up. Shot clock at 9. Out to Gabby Marshall. High right side to Warnock. Shot clock at 5. Entry pass is knocked away. Stolen by Flaunger Johnson. Trying to get it inside to Martin, but Johnson got the steal. Johnson out to Kateri Poole in the Final Four logo. Dribbles up to the top of the key. Get it back to Johnson on the left wing. Puts it on the deck. Down to Reese on the baseline. She's got it. Double team. Back out to Johnson. Johnson on the drive. Bangs into O'Grady. No foul. O'Grady blocked the shot. Off to Clark. Running against Poole. Clark down the right side of the basket. Leaned in. Got the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Caitlin Clark knew she could get contact. Earns herself a trip to the line after excellent defense by O'Grady.
And here's what I like. Kateri Poole says, no layups and fouls her hard, then picks her back up. It's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Do you love golf? Turn your passion into a profession. Get started at pga.org/workingolf as Caitlin Clark makes the free throw. One more coming for Clark, already with 13 first quarter points. Back-to-back 40-point games. Second one is good. Clark with 14 in the first quarter. She needs just 3 points to set a tournament scoring record for a single year. Here's Poole with the dribble for LSU. Gets it over to Morris. Drop it down to LaDasia Williams, left baseline. She's double-teamed. Williams trying to get out of there. Puts it on the floor. Has the ball knocked away. Picked up off the deck by Warnock for Iowa. Boy, that Hawkeye defense is just swarming.
You throw it to the short corner, they're going to trap you.
Here's Clark. Steps left, fires a 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. And Kateri Poole has the LSU rebound. Poole on the run. Chest pass ahead to Reese. Catches it inside the arc on the right side. Skip past to Morris in the left corner. Up on the wing to Johnson. Johnson gets it into Williams in the mid-post. Puts it on the deck. Dribbles into the middle. And a foul is going to go against O'Grady. That's going to be free throws. Iowa did not like that call. Lisa Bluter standing hands on hips. Foul against O'Grady will be her first. And a couple of free throws here for LaDasia Williams, who is not a great free throw shooter. She's below 50% on the year. Jasmine Carson in for LSU. Flaunger Johnson will sit. Williams at 49%, 30 of 61 on the season.
What a great adjustment by Kim Mulkey to throw the ball on the block and to get her post players going, to put Iowa at a deficit on the front line.
LaDasia Williams rims in the first. One more free throw coming for the grad transfer from Missouri. 16.7 rebounds on Friday against Virginia Tech. Second free throw on the way is good. So Williams makes both. She's got 4 points here in the first quarter. 22-20 LSU. Inside 2 minutes to go. Clark turned it over. Trying to get it to O'Grady. Morris on the run. Morris into the paint. Weaves out on the left wing. Steps back beyond the three-point line. Picks up her dribble. Gets it into Williams. Turns. Shoots an 8-footer. Missed that one way too strong. And we've got a foul on the rebound against Angel Reese. Cade Martin did a good job of blocking out. Foul against Reese will be her first, just the second team foul against LSU. Caitlin Clark, Debbie, we talked about the offense. It has been phenomenal. She has had some careless turnovers here in this first quarter.
Well, I'm looking at the Angel Reese foul, and I think it definitely is a foul. And there's Morris trying to take a poke right there. That is a foul. They reach in.
First foul against Morris, third team foul against LSU.
You know, Angel Reese was boxed out on the weak side, so you got to move your body and get around it.
Inbounds pass to Clark. Clark with a dribble out front on that left wing. Jumps left, couldn't get the shot off. Throws it up top. Warnock, she'll take the 3. That one off the right side of the iron, no good. Jasmine Carson, the LSU rebound. Hand it off to Poole. Drop it back to Morris. Up the left side, it goes to Carson. Puts it on the deck and got fouled. She bumped into Warnock. Blocking foul against McKenna Warnock, and she picks up her second. So the foul's really beginning to mount against this Iowa team that, as you mentioned, does not have great depth. Warnock will head to the bench. Stolke is back in, but Warnock and Sonato each with 2 fouls. Still 1:23 to go in the opening quarter.
And they're already playing zone, Ryan. So when they got to stay 1 or 2 possessions with LSU so they don't have to worry about switching up their D and going to some junk or some man. You know, they got to do a better job of guarding personnel right now.
Jasmine Carson, 76% free throw shooter, makes the first and hits the second. So Carson with both, 24-20 LSU, 1 minute, 22 seconds to go first quarter. Clark nearly turned the ball over, deflected by Carson as she saved it in bounds and into the hands of Martin. Pass over on the right wing to Stolke, the freshman. Hands it off for Gabby Marshall. Looked at the iron, couldn't get off a shot. Marshall just one shot attempt in that game on Friday night against South Carolina. Here's Clark, top of the key. Step back three on the way. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound batted into the air, grabbed by Stolke for Iowa. New possession for the Hawkeyes, and then Stolke is fouled. Angel Reese is screaming that it should not be a foul. It is, and it's her second.
And that is a tough foul. Again, a cheap one right in front of Kim Mulkey, who is very upset with the officials. So now Sonato has 2, and Reese has 2.
Reese thought she got all ball and knocked it off the leg of Stolke. The official disagrees. We'll get a look at the replay here. Ooh, man. That looks like a tough call. Inbounds pass over on the right wing to Clark. Clark into Stolke in the mid-post. Gets it out to Marshall, left wing. Didn't take the three. Dribbles right, and she's grabbed and fouled by Poole, and that's her second. So now the whistles are coming fast and furious.
You know what? A tight whistle for freedom of movement on the offensive end is a good thing for Iowa.
Kim Mulkey staring down the official on the far side. 12 fouls called in this first quarter. And Gabby Marshall will go to the line to shoot 2. Marshall only 15 free throw attempts on the year. She made 8 of them. Talking about a player that is a 37% three-point shooter. She's been shooting near 50% over the last couple of weeks. But in minimal free throw attempts, did not have great success this year. Her first one is on the way, and that one is good. So Marshall into the scoring column. Again, only took 1 shot on Friday night. It was a wide-open 3 right before half that was halfway down and out. Second free throw was good. So Marshall, the senior, calmly makes both. 24-22 LSU, 50 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Reese on the bench with 2 fouls. Here's Johnson with it on the right wing, beyond the three-point line. Johnson gets it up top to Morris. Morris puts it on the floor, dribbles right to the elbow, stops, can't lose Marshall. Top to Carson, takes a 3 over Clark. It's good! Jasmine Carson with a 3. 27-22 LSU, 31 seconds to go in the first.
That's what Carson does. Over 60% of her shots are three-pointers. You got to come out with a longer closeout, and Caitlin Clark will dribble it for 1.
Shot clock at 15, about a second and a half difference, game and shot. Clark pounds it down with the right hand near midcourt. Heads on the right side off the screen from O'Grady. Gets onto the wing. Williams jumps out on the help. Clark weaving back to the left. Whips it inside Stolke. Left block, and she traveled. The freshman Hannah Stolke got sped up. Turns it over, and now LSU will have it with 5.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
A great switch on defense.
Inbounds pass to Morris, and the clock never started. So LSU will have to inbound again. Iowa was trying to get Molly Davis into the game. The officials were not letting her come in. They will now. Clark will sit. They put the clock at 5.5. Blage Johnson will inbound to Alexis Morris. Gabby Marshall was in the backcourt. Going to try to turn Morris once or twice at least. See if she can make her use up some time. Not sure what the issue is on the sideline. Long conversation with Lisa Bluter. Meanwhile, inbound to Morris. Dribbles right, crosses left, crosses right again. 2 seconds left. Top of the key 3 on the way. No, missed it wide right. Martin grabs the rebound, and that will be the end of a high-paced first quarter. LSU with a 5-point lead after 10 minutes. End of 1 here in Dallas. LSU 27, Iowa 22. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the Women's Basketball National Championship.
Busted Open, the authority of pro wrestling, is available as a podcast. Listen to me, Dave LaGreca, and my all-star panel of co-hosts, including Hall of Famers Bully Ray and Mark Henry, to legends like Tommy Dreamer and Mickie James, and the AEW Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa, bring you the best in the pro wrestling world and talk to the biggest names from WWE, AEW, and beyond. Catch Busted Open live Monday through Saturday, 9 to noon Eastern, and the Busted Open podcast wherever podcasts are available.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy, Kevin Hart. And guess what? I've got my own channel on Sirius XM, Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio, channel 96. We play the best stand-up comedy from some of my favorite comedians, and I got my own show. It's called Straight From the Heart, and I host it with a bunch of unattractive friends of mine. They call the Plastic Cup Boys. Every Tuesday and Thursday, real, raw, authentic conversation. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Laugh Out Loud Radio right here on Sirius XM, channel 96. Don't miss it.
For the best coverage of the Conference of Champions throughout the madness, tune into Sirius XM Pac-12 Radio. We've got the biggest games.
From the first four to the final four.
In-depth analysis.
The energy of knowing it's one and done, it's different.
And the best guests.
The commissioner of the Pac-12, George Kliavkoff.
This is the time of year where I actually get to put on the colors.
Don't miss all of the coverage of March Madness on Pac-12 Radio, channel 373. You can't have March Madness without Mike Krzyzewski. And just because he's retired doesn't mean the GOAT isn't watching games.
This is where basketball takes over sport. Our sport is in every spot in this country, and that's what makes our tournament and this month so very, very exciting. I'm geeked up about it.
Tune in to Basketball and Beyond on College Sports Radio, channel 84, and streaming on the SXM app all throughout the NCAA Tournament to hear Coach K and his impressions on the greatest tournament in
here
sports.
In Dallas, LSU on top of Iowa 27-22. Once again, let's check in with our courtside reporter, Krista Blunt, sponsored by the Disney Bundle. Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. Get the Disney Bundle plan starting at $12.99 a month. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Terms apply. See the DisneyBundle.com for details. Krista?
Well, Ryan, Caitlin Clark, her only shot attempts have been behind the three-point line. She's 4 for 7 tonight already in this one. But it was interesting when we got a chance to talk with her, and we talked about her consistency and her form out there. And she said, when I was little, my dad wouldn't let me go out and shoot threes because, she just didn't have the form and the technique. He forced her to go inside. She said, at the time, I wasn't very happy. But now she looks back, and she's really appreciative of what he taught her. But it's really impressive how much work and effort and time she has put in. But that form and technique, so consistent.
Yeah, Krista, no doubt about that. And Debbie, obviously, Caitlin Clark shoots a ton of threes, and we all get excited about the 30-foot heaves that she's able to knock in. I was really impressed with her game on Friday night. But, yeah, she took a lot of threes, but she also knew when she had an opening, she put the ball on the floor, got to the basket, got herself some easy ones.
I mean, you're scoring 41 against Louisville, who's known as a great defensive team, and then you score 41 in the Final Four semifinal game against maybe one of the greatest defenses in the history of the game. She has put on a show. She is responsible in this tournament for 64% of her team's offense. She's averaging 32 points in the NCAA tournament. I say shoot till your arm falls off, and I carry around my tape measure for players like that because they're exciting. They've invested in their game. They've put in the reps, and they are delivering at the highest level. Not many can do what Caitlin Clark can do, and it certainly is entertaining.
Caitlin Clark, one of the best this year in women's college basketball, and some of the greats of all time are out on the court right now. Some of the Hall of Fame inductees that are out being honored. Of course, Dirk Nowitzki, the hometown favorite, Pau Gasol, Becky Hammond, Gary Blair, Nancy Lieberman out there. Some of the greats of the game being honored here in between quarters, Debbie.
Well, it's fantastic to see the Naismith Hall of Fame represented, and because the men are in Houston, it's great to see them here in Dallas making an effort to be honored at this point in the game. It's really cool.
All right, meanwhile, in our game, LSU with a 5-point lead, 27-22, Tigers on top of Iowa. Iowa jumped out to a quick start. It was a 7-3 Hawkeye lead. Kim Mulkey took that timeout. LSU responded, and from down 4, up 5 as we start the second quarter, with the Tigers having the basketball. Alexis Morris with the dribble out front. Works her way over on the right wing. Gets a screen from LaDasia Williams. Hides behind it momentarily. Bounce it down to Williams. 15 feet away. Right of the lane. Back out front to Morris. Deflected by Marshall, but Morris runs it down on the sideline. Morris dribbles to the baseline. Pulls up from 17. Off the iron. Short. O'Grady the rebound inside for Iowa. Off to Caitlin Clark.
Soft man-to-man, Ryan.
Clark over to Marshall. Left wing. Tees up a 3 and hits. Much needed for Gabby Marshall. One shot attempt here on Friday. Her first field goal tonight, she knocks it in, and it's 27-25 LSU.
Caitlin Clark told us yesterday she was going to try to get her some shots early.
Here's Flau'jae Johnson dribbling down to the left baseline. Drops it off to a wide-open Williams on the right block who lays it in. Boy, the freshman Flau'jae Johnson has been really good in the early going. Johnson already with 6 points. Nice assist there. And a 4-point lead for LSU, 29-25. Here's Clark, top of the key, working against Morris. Dribbles right on the run, puts it up off the glass. No. And Flau'jae Johnson has the LSU rebound. Clark now 4 of 8 from the floor. Ahead to Morris on the left side. Gets it to Samaya Smith. Steps into the paint and traveled. Took an extra step. Samaya Smith, the freshman from DeSoto, Texas, went to high school about 18 miles away from where we sit right now. Took an extra step, turns it over. It'll be back to Iowa down 4.
You know, it's okay for me, though, and I think for Kim Mulkey, you don't want her team to turn the ball over, but they're trying to establish a little more pace here in the second quarter.
Clark slowly into the front court. Drops it off for Martin. Has it left to center. Johnson poking to the ball. Couldn't get it up top to Caitlin Clark. Pump fake the 3. Spins left. Gets it out on the left wing. Martin puts up a high arcing 3 and splashed it in. Kate Martin knocks in the triple to give her 5, and it's 29-28 LSU. 8:24 to go in the second.
6 triples for Iowa so far in the first half. That's 18 of their 28.
Jasmine Carson with it over on the left sideline. Lisa Bluter egging on her team. She wants some defense. Carson double teamed out front, gets it back to Williams, left of the lane, dribbles into the middle, big jump stop, puts it over the right hand, banked it no. Smith the offensive rebound, turns, flips it up with the right. That's short, rebound out of bounds. Last touch by O'Grady of Iowa. It'll be LSU ball, 17 on the shot clock, 8:02 to go here in the second quarter. That last 3 by Martin. Flau'jae Johnson was flying at her, hand in her face, and Martin unfazed dropped it in.
Martin and Marshall both hitting triples here in the second quarter.
Inbound to Johnson, left corner 3 is a little bit strong, and O'Grady grabs the rebound. Outlet pass to Martin. Hawkeyes look to run, get it to Stolke, running the floor, lays it up and in. How about the freshman big getting out and running? And Iowa's back in front, 30-29.
How about O'Grady rebounding inside and making a quick outlet to get them up the floor quickly? Stolke running ahead of the ball.
Sonato still on the bench, as is Reese, both with 2 fouls. Here's Williams at the free throw line, dribbles into the paint, spins left on Clark, puts it up, banked it in. Iowa thought there should have been a travel on LaDasia Williams.
I don't think LaDasia Williams get anywhere near the amount of credit she should. She has a tremendous back-to-the-basket game.
31-30 LSU. Martin cutting along the left baseline off a delivery from Clark, lays it in. 7 for Kate Martin, 8th lead change of the game already. Iowa back in front, 32-31. Here's Morris over to Smith, left of the lane, puts it on the floor, dribbles down to the block, puts it up over top of Caitlin Clark and drops in 2. Where's bucket for Sanaya Smith? Long outlet pass to Stolke. She's got it, dribbles right, puts it up, blocked off the glass. Picked up by Johnson. LSU running. Left side Morris on the wing. Didn't want the 3. Dribbles to the foul line. Skips it right side. Carson for an open 3. Got it.
Alexis Morris has decided to distribute the ball early. And they are running ahead of the ball and getting her options.
Second 3 for Jasmine Carson, 8 points in the game, 36-32 LSU, and a foul out front against Morris. Again, trying for that little poke away from behind. And Alexis Morris picks up her second foul. Now, we saw it earlier work. Clark went by her, she reached in, knocked it away, led to an Angel Reese run out. But that time, Morris gets called for the foul.
I don't think you want to take a risk on the top of the floor because Caitlin Clark can drive by you, get in the middle of your defense, and set someone else or score herself. You have to keep her in front, and you really need to keep her on the right side of the floor.
Last year, Poa is going to check in for LSU. The inbounds pass nearly thrown away. Clark able to run it down right in front of us. Clark dribbling right, bangs it to Poa, and we've got a foul against Poa.
That's a good call again. So Caitlin Clark has this great ability to read defense and attack the outside hip. If LSU's going to reach and gamble, she is going to make them pay. She's quick enough with the ball and crafty enough with her skill to be able to draw fouls. I think you got to play her more straight up and quit taking that high risk.
Martin with the inbound pass to Clark. Clark puts it on the floor. Poa poking at the ball again. Now they're going to call an offensive foul on Clark.
Oh,
that's
boy.
The second foul against Caitlin Clark. And Debbie, I don't know about that one.
Oh, boy. Come on.
Clark immediately looks at Lisa Bluter and says, I'm fine. Don't take me out of the game. Well, it looked like Poa had Clark's arm all wrapped up.
Yep, it sure did. It was right in front of us.
Poa over to Johnson on the right side. Johnson holds the basketball, looking, puts it on the floor, dribbles left, skip pass over to Poa. Left wing 3 ball, up and in. Last here, Poa hits a 3. 39-32 LSU, largest lead of the game for the Tigers.
It's been a while since she hit one.
Here's Clark, top of the key 3. That's short, front of the rim. O'Grady the rebound, and she's fouled.
Boy, Kim Mulkey doesn't like the whistle on this end of the floor at all.
Foul will go against LaDasia Williams. That's her first. Caitlin Clark has missed her last 4 shots after opening 4 of 5. There was some concern about Clark being ready to go, being rested. Could she get it back to her legs? She said she would be fine. Has missed a couple short. Martin has it off the inbound, handed off Clark, dribbling over on the left side, gets to the wing, fires the three, got fouled by Pola. And Clark's going to shoot three. Last here, Pola trying to recover, got into the arms of Caitlin Clark, and 3 free throws coming up. And Debbie, that's about the last thing you want to do with a scorer as great as Clark. She's missed a couple in a row, and now you put her at the line, a chance to see the ball go through the net.
See a big rim, right? You know what? Every stoppage of play right here is going to benefit Iowa, so that they can rest for a second, catch their breath. She's short on the last couple of shots. They hit the front of the rim.
Front rims that one, along with Debbie Antonelli. I'm Ryan Radke. You're listening to the NCAA Women's Championship game on Westwood One, presented by the new 2024 Buick Encore GX, available May 2023. Second free throw scored by Clark. That one was perfect after being short on the first. She's got one more coming. Clark this season, 84% free throw shooter. Free throw is up. It is good. So Clark makes 2 of 3. She's got 16 first half points. 39-34 LSU with 5:48 to go here in the first half. Jasmine Carson on the left wing. Thought about a deep three. Jab step, dribbles left, rises from 18 and hits. Jasmine Carson's got 10.
The bench has been fantastic for LSU. Making shots, putting pressure on the D. Carson has been fantastic.
Timeout taken by Lisa Bluter of Iowa. The LSU bench is outscoring the Hawkeye bench 15-2 here in the first half. And LSU has made each of its last 5. Their lead is at 7. LSU 41, Iowa 34, with 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the second quarter. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Warner Ladder proudly salutes Naismith award-winning college coaches and all they do to help their players climb the ladder in life. Throughout her 15 years at the helm of the University of South Carolina women's basketball program, Dawn Staley has catapulted her teams in the national spotlight. Under her leadership, the Gamecocks have won over 30 games 6 times, 7 SEC tournament titles, reached multiple Final Fours, and have won 2 national championships. Staley was named the Naismith Women's Player of the Year in both 1991 and 1992 when she was a point guard at University of Virginia. In 2020, Staley won her first Naismith Women's College Coach of the Year award, making her the first person ever to win the Naismith Award as both a player and a coach. She was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2013. Warner Ladder salutes the 2020 and 2022 Naismith Women's College Coach of the Year, Dawn Staley, and college coaches everywhere. Warner Ladder, official sponsor of the Warner Ladder Naismith Coach of the Year Awards.
College athletes build on every opportunity to play, to grow, to break glass ceilings, to blaze a trail, to expand the mind, to leave a legacy, to change history, to win. Because to college athletes, opportunity is just the beginning. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Furnished by the NCAA. Monster.com can help you slam dunk the job hunt and make your next career move. In basketball and in life, there's the regular season, and then there's the playoffs. Monster.com knows that scoring your next job, that's a playoffs moment. To bring your A game, you need Monster.com. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com has all you need for a strong performance when it counts. We all know the playoffs are no time for messing around. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Monster.com.
Hey, fans, you can listen to Westwood One's coverage of other NCAA championships on Alexa. Just ask your device to open Westwood One Sports. You'll be able to enjoy all the upcoming action of the men's basketball title game, the men's Frozen Four, the men's lacrosse semifinals and championship, plus both the men's and women's College World Series. That's Open Westwood One Sports to listen on Alexa. Men's championship game tomorrow night over in Houston, San Diego State and UConn. Boy, a great night of basketball there last night. Those guys will be looking forward to calling that tomorrow. Great Kevin Kugler, Jim Jackson, Clark Kellogg will be there courtside. We've got a good one going here with 5:36 to go in the first half. LSU 41, Iowa 34. We talked all about Iowa's great offense. LSU reminding us they got some offense of their own.
Yeah, their bench has been fantastic. As we said, going to break, 15-2, they've outscored Iowa. They put a lot of pressure on them. It's not just making shots, it's putting the Iowa defense at a deficit. And we've seen triangle 2. We've seen a little bit of junk. We've seen some soft man. We've seen some zone. But Iowa is not getting out on the shooters on purpose. But while Angel Reese is not on the floor, I think you can extend a little bit more, especially when Carson for LSU is on the floor, because she's a tremendous three-point threat.
Lisa Bluter called timeout. Krista, what'd she tell her team?
Well, originally the associate head coach, Jan Jensen, was in the huddle, and she said they are going to cool off. She reiterated that a couple of times to her team. She said they will cool down. We are good. And then Lisa Bluter came in. She said, hey, we have plenty of time. You have to make the decision. If you're going to turn things around here, we'll see if they can.
Iowa ball out of the timeout. Kate Martin with it on the right wing. Gets it into Sonato over to Marshall in the right corner, and Marshall got hit. She pump faked, and then Jasmine Carson made contact as Marshall began her move to the bucket. So that's the foul against Carson, her first. It's the 15th foul, and Gabby Marshall will go to the line to shoot two.
Right away, we see a difference with Monica Sonato on the floor and their ability to play inside out. That pass goes to the interior. Then Monica Sonato reads the double, kicks it to the corner, pump fake. Very good fundamentals on the offensive end by Iowa.
Marshall makes the first free throw. 6 points here in the first half. One more free throw coming. It's on the way for Marshall. It is good. And so Gabby Marshall with 7 first-half points. Sydney Felter will check in for Iowa. She got a brief run here on Friday night. She's on the floor, and Martin will head to the Iowa bench. Meanwhile, Angel Reese continues to sit for LSU with those 2 fouls, but while she's been on the bench, the Tigers have been able to extend their lead.
While you've got a 2-possession lead, you leave her over there.
Last year, Poa handling for LSU. Poa dribbles to the free throw line, gets inside the foul line. Floater is up off the rim short. Wajay Johnson, the offensive rebound. Out to Jasmine Carson, dribbling left into the paint. Hooks a pass down low. Williams left block, laid it in. That's 10 for LaDasia Williams. 43-36 LSU. Clark dribbling left, gets to the elbow. Step back, couldn't get the shot off. Gets it out to Gabby Marshall in the left slot beyond the three-point line. Marshall dribbling right, hesitation move, kick it out Stolke. Stolke drives left into the paint, traveled again. Second time, the freshman has turned it over, just seemingly a little too sped up.
Yeah, lost her balance exactly, playing too fast, trying to attack. Once that skip pass happens, that's a good idea, is to try to get it into the gap and attack on the weak side, but she just stumbles and picks up the travel.
McKenna Warnock is going to check back in for Stolke. LSU ball with a 7-point lead, 43-36, Tigers on top. Poa dribbles over on the right side, watched by a Felter. Williams has a screen set up. Poa dribbles around it to the left. Poa to the free throw line, finds Carson down in the left corner against Clark. She'll take the three. Got it! Jasmine Carson hits again. It's her third three of the half. She's got a game-high 13. 46-36 LSU. Clark dribbling left. Clark into the paint. Leans in. Puts it up. Back in the rim. No. Wajay Johnson, the LSU rebound. Here come the Tigers. Johnson on the move. Right wing Carson. Shoots another three. Got it again. Jasmine Carson with 16. And the LSU lead is 13. 49-36. 4:07 to go in the first half.
Jasmine Carson, shoot till your arm falls off. On fire.
Here's Sonato, finds Marshall cutting back door, and Marshall lays it in. Excellent ball movement there. Sonato the delivery, Marshall the finish. 49-38 LSU, 3:49 to go in the second quarter.
21 bench points by LSU.
Carson thought about a deep three over Clark, instead gives it up to Poa on the right wing. Williams sets a screen. Poa dribbling left. Back to Williams. Rolling down the right side. Leans in on Sonato. Puts it up off the glass. Can't finish. Johnson the offensive rebound. Knocked away. Smith fighting for it. A tie-up between Smith and Warnock. And the alternating possession will go to Iowa. Boy, Jasmine Carson, a 33% three-point shooter. She averages 8 points a game. She's got 16 here in the first half. She has just been terrific. 4 of 4 from distance for LSU. Marshall will get it into Clark. Hawkeyes down 11. Clark across the timeline. Heads over on the left side. Wheels back to her right. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Clark, and that's her third.
That's a late whistle. That is a late whistle. Was there enough, or was that a flop?
Let's see on the replay. Caitlin Clark is talking to the officials about it. She's going to have to sit with the 3 fouls. And she did extend the arm a little bit. How much contact there was, I don't know, but she did get that arm away from her body. So LSU has it back with an 11-point lead. Poa dribbles over on the left wing. Up top it goes to Smith above the free throw line. Smith, one dribble, looking, turns, shoots a 17-footer, around it off, no good. And Sonato was there for the Iowa rebound. Hand it off to Gabby Marshall. Can the Hawkeyes do it without Clark on the floor? Marshall gets it over on the left wing to Warnock. Warnock puts it on the deck, driving right into the paint. A whistle and a foul is going to go against LSU. So free throws coming up for Iowa.
So now you make sure you play through Sonato if you're Iowa. You got to get the ball in her hands. Keep the floor spaced. You still got great three-point shooters around Sonato, but you got to make sure you move and pass and cut.
Ryan Radke, Debbie Antonelli here at our Granger courtside seats in Dallas for the ones who get it done. Granger offers professional-grade supplies and solutions made for every industry and backed by product experts. Call Granger.com or just stop by. First free throw from Warnock hits the front of the rim and comes out. So Iowa, 8 of 10 at the line. They were 14 of 14 in their win against South Carolina. One more free throw for Warnock. That's good. So Warnock, an 80% foul shooter, splits the trip. 49-39 LSU, 2:58 to go here in half number one. This feels like a really big 3-minute stretch.
It's a really important stretch if Iowa's going to stick in here. And LSU has an opportunity to extend their lead.
Flau'jae Johnson with the dribble out high on the left. 13 to shoot. Johnson dribbles to the elbow. Kicks it out. Poa, right wing. Rainbows up a three. In and out and in again. Poa gets it to go down. Her second three of the half. 52-39 LSU. 2.5 to go in the first half. LSU on fire from deep.
73% from the floor. 8 for 11.
Here's Sonato. Left baseline jumper from 15. Bounces out no good. Warnock the offensive rebound. Got fouled by Johnson going up. And Warnock will go to the line to shoot two.
LSU 8 for 11 from the three-point line. That is an amazing number for them this year.
A team that shoots under 34% as a club. 8 of 11 in the first half, outscoring Iowa from the three-point line. Meanwhile, the foul is going to go against Smith. So Samaya Smith picks up her second. Free throws for McKenna Warnock, who just went 1 for 2 a moment ago, and she knocks in the first.
If you're Kim Mulkey, you're looking at this lead with Angel Reese on the bench, and you're knocking down triples, and you're matching what Iowa typically does. Iowa's made 6 in the first half.
Warnock front rims the second. Rebound to Smith inside for LSU. 52-40. Tigers on top. 2:12 to go in the first half. LSU looking for its first ever women's basketball title. Last year, Poe with a dribble over on the left wing beyond the three-point line. Lob it down inside to Williams. Mid-post against Sonato. And a travel against LaDasia Williams. LSU turns it over. Marshall will inbound to Molly Davis. Caitlin Clark sitting. She's got 3 first-half fouls. Davis will bounce it over to Martin right side. Down in the corner to Marshall. Marshall dumps it into Sonato on the block. Works her way along the baseline. Throws it out to Davis on the wing. Davis on the drive into the paint. Finds Marshall right side. Looked up onto the wing with 10 to shoot. Marshall takes a look at the shot clock. Lob it into Sonato. Right block. Turns. Puts it up off the window and scores 2. Well, that's what was working early for Iowa. Monica Sonato's got 6, and it's a 52-42 Tiger lead with 90 seconds to go in the second.
If you don't have Caitlin Clark on the floor, the best bailout is Monica Sonato on the block.
Poa over to Carson high on the right side. Carson puts it on the deck, dribbling left at the foul line. Jumper is up and in. She's got 18. Jasmine Carson, have yourself a half. 54-42 LSU.
You knew it was going to require something extra from someone else besides the headliners, and it's Carson here for LSU.
Davis gets it up top to Martin between the circles. Martin over on the left wing to Warnock, looking into Sonato on the block. Gets it to her against LaDasia Alexander. Puts it up, missed everything. Rebound, fought for it, knocked out of bounds, and it was last touched by Iowa. I said Alexander LaDasia Williams down there, and it'll be LSU ball.
Ryan, here's the thing about Monica Sonato. She shows hands and numbers to the ball. She keeps her feet moving in a post-up and gets a deep catch. She's a tremendous shooter from the floor, better than 60%.
Flau'jae Johnson with it on the right side. Johnson dribbling left, gets into the paint, puts it up on the run, hits the back of the rim, comes out no good. Warnock outfights Flau'jae Johnson for the Iowa rebound. Out to Gabby Marshall. Hawkeyes want to go 2 for 1. Up the right side it goes to Martin. Martin on the right wing. Bounce pass down to Sonato above the block. Try to get it back to Martin. Knocked away, stolen by Johnson. Johnson on the runs. Has Smith on her left. Carson is trailing. Johnson to the bucket. Flips it up and in. Johnson didn't need any help. She went end to end to make it a 14-point LSU lead.
This group off the bench has been fantastic, along with LaDasia Williams and Flau'jae Johnson.
Molly Davis into the front court. Holds the dribble out high on the left side. Normally this would be Caitlin Clark time, but she's stapled to the bench. 9 seconds to go. Davis with it out front. 6 seconds left. Off to Kate Martin. She traveled. Martin took a look at a deep three and then shuffled her feet and turns it over to LSU. Stay with us for the Progressive Insurance Women's Tournament Halftime Report. Lance Meadow has a preview of both the men's final and the men's ice hockey Frozen Four. Coming up at the half, sponsored by Progressive. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average. Call or click today. 4.7 seconds to go. LSU will inbound here just to the left of us on the near sideline. They've got a 14-point lead. Inbounds pass to Poa. Poa races up onto the left wing. Shovels it off Carson. Turns, puts up a three. Banked it in! Oh, she banked it in! Jasmine Carson turns and banks it a three from the left wing. It caps off an amazing half for Carson. A huge half for LSU. The Tigers have a 17-point halftime lead. Carson with 21, 59-42. LSU. Everything going the Tigers' way, and Jasmine Carson is leading the way.
Are you kidding me right now? This kid off the bench, 59-42. It's a 7-0 run over the last minute 20. LSU's made 4 of their last 5 field goals, Ryan, and Jasmine Carson has led an effort to help 29 points off the bench with Angel Reese with 2 fouls and not a factor as much in the first half.
LSU 9 of 12 from 3 in the first half. Their largest lead is right now, end of the first half in Dallas, with LSU leading Iowa 59-42. When we return, we'll rejoin Lance Meadow in our studios for the Progressive Insurance Halftime Report. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the Women's Basketball National Championship.
The madness lives.
It's good! It is good!
Catch all the tournament action on Sirius XM Big Ten Radio and relive it all day long with in-depth interviews.
Zach Edey with this.
Whichever team comes up with more energy, whichever team plays harder is going to win the game.
And analysis from former Big Ten stars like John Crispin.
It's not going to be handed to you because people think you're going to be good. You got to go out and do it.
Sirius XM Big Ten Radio.
Hauser for 3. He got it!
Channel 372.
Nobody brings you the excitement of Formula One racing like SiriusXM.
Let's go, come on!
Hear every thrilling lap of a worldwide championship chase.
Verstappen takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Hamilton couldn't hold him off.
Comprehensive pre- and post-race coverage.
That was the best race I've ever seen.
And a weekly insider look at the F1 circuit every Wednesday on SXM Wheel to Wheel.
There's been plenty going on both on and off track.
The 2023 Formula One season on SiriusXM Channel 81 and the SXM app.
No one covers women's college basketball like Sirius XM. From live games,
Boston wide open for 3, bang!
To expert analysis.
This is a golden year for Big Ten women's basketball.
And interviews with the biggest names.
Legendary Stanford women's basketball coach Tara Vanderbilt.
We have top coaches, top players, great universities.
Hear the action all month on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and our Power 5 conference channels, 371 to 375, or anytime on the SXM app. Coach K, Fraschilla, Farnham, and more. The top names in college basketball are on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84. From the Final Four to the Frozen Four, your year-round source for college sports, Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Welcome to the Westwood One Women's Tournament Halftime Report, sponsored by Progressive. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. Bundle today at progressive.com. Once again, here's your host, Lance Meadow.
At the half in Dallas, LSU leads Iowa 59-42. Tigers taking a page out of Caitlin Clark's playbook. 9 threes in the first half. Seems as if LSU can't miss. Well, Monday night, it's the men's national championship game between UConn and San Diego State. 2 teams that have taken very different paths to get to this stage. For more on this matchup, let's turn to the 2 guys calling the contest, our very own Kevin Kugler and Jim Jackson. Kevin?
Lance, thanks so much. Tomorrow night's going to be fun. We've got UConn, which has won every single game they've played in the NCAA tournament by double figures. against San Diego State, the team that you think defense first, but it took some heroic offense with a winning shot from Lamont Butler to get them into tomorrow night's championship.
This is a 32-win team throughout the course of the year. Right. One of the most successful West Coast teams in the last 10 years. This is nothing new, but they did it in a different way. The bench points were huge for San Diego State when they needed them down the stretch of the game, outscoring FAU 27-15. Will that be relevant? Can that be duplicated against this tough, long, athletic, UConn disciplined defensive team, which is going to have to be done?
And on Saturday night, you speak of that length. We saw that length play a huge role. And it's not just Adama Sanogo on Saturday for UConn, who was terrific with 21 points and 10 rebounds. But you looked at what happened on Saturday night when they would bring in Donovan Clingan off the bench. They didn't lose a step. And in fact, both times that they played significant minutes with Caravan and Clingan on the floor on Saturday night, they expanded their lead.
Well, even Joey Calcaterra, because it wasn't a fall off. And we talked about this during the course of the game, is that last year when Sanogo exited the game, you had a drop off because you had no one to protect the rim. He had to play extended minutes. You didn't have that this year. Donovan Clingan was a surprise from this perspective of how effective he was as a young player. He didn't get in foul trouble as a freshman. He protected the rim. He was an excellent passer and screener. So he did all the little things. So now we see the culmination come into play, meaning the quality minutes early in the year bodes well now, not only just for Clingan, but Caravan, Calcaterra, that when you took your main guys out, it wasn't a drop-off. Actually, it extended the lead, which you want from your bench.
All right, real quick, Jim, what do you have to do if you're San Diego State? Is their defense enough to be able to knock off a UConn team that's beaten everybody soundly in this tournament?
Well, you have to take advantage of the miscues by UConn. Okay, if they're fouling, get to the free throw line. If they turn it over, when you get in transition, you have to utilize those chances to get some free baskets. Because if not, in their half-court set, if you don't move that size, it's going to be impossible to score against. San Diego State has to take advantage of that. I do believe they have to hit some outside shots early and have multiple guys in double figures.
We're looking forward to it tomorrow night in Houston, UConn, San Diego State. But right now, back to Lance Meadow in our Westwood One studios.
And thanks so much, Kevin. And speaking of Kevin Kugler, Jim Jackson, Clark Kellogg, Bill Walton, and Andy Katz have all the action beginning at 6:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night in Houston. Jason Horowitz and Doug Gottlieb tip it off an hour earlier with a pregame show right here on most of the same Westwood One stations. There will be more hardware handed out next weekend when they drop the puck for the men's hockey championship game. Coming up next, we'll preview the Frozen Four. You are listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as a leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/hoops. That's netsuite.com/hoops. netsuite.com/hoops.
So this is sudden death overtime. The next goal, the team goes to the Frozen Four. The other team goes home. Now Hughes played it ahead for Sam Miscavige. Out at center ice is Duke. Finds it to Casey. In comes Nazer. He shoots, scores! Michigan wins in overtime, and we're headed to Tampa.
Hal Randall on the call. Michigan outlasted Penn State 2-1 in overtime to the Midwest region and punch its ticket to its second straight Frozen Four as the Wolverines will collide with Quinnipiac on Thursday. Last year, Michigan advanced to the national semis, but fell to eventual champion Denver in overtime 3-2. That loss clearly motivated the Wolverines as they won the Big Ten tournament and are now riding a 6-game winning streak into Tampa. Head coach Brandon Arado feels his unit is clicking at the right time.
guys at the beginning of the year, and I think it still rings true, is that it's not the most talented teams that win at the end. It's the teams that play together. It's the teams that are the closest. And, we've had this business approach going into the playoffs this year and what we do on the road. And I would tell them to have fun. Don't put too much stress on yourselves. We're going to keep it light. We'll be prepared. Our routine will be consistent, but just enjoy the ride.
Sonato is clearly following his own advice. He was named interim head coach in August, and just this past Friday, he received the permanent gig. Timing is everything, as he says. This after Sonato suited up for the Wolverines from 2005 to 2009 and helped lead them to the NCAA Tournament each of those 4 campaigns. His team will collide with a Quinnipiac squad that conquered the Northeast region as a fellow number 1 seed and is in the Frozen Four for the first time since 2016. That will be game 2 of the doubleheader. Up first is a battle between Minnesota and Boston University. Like Michigan, the Golden Gophers are also back in the national semis for the second straight year, but seeking a better result as they lost to Minnesota State 5-1. Head coach Bob Motzko confident his team learned some valuable lessons during their 2022 run.
There's nothing worse than having to get on a plane and leave. Hopefully there's a lesson from our guys from a year ago that just how to stay in the moment, that they can lend some leadership down to our young guys. I want them to enjoy and embrace every moment, but there has to be a time where you shut it all off and it's back to hockey and it's back to the task at hand. And my hope right now is that we have enough leadership that lived that last year and can take the next step.
In order to reach the final this year, they'll have to get past Boston University, which topped Cornell in the East Regional Final and is the only number 2 seed to reach the Frozen Four this year, but arguably the hottest team in hockey with 9 straight victories following a 4-game skid in February. So it's the Frozen Four in the national championship game in men's hockey, April 6th and Saturday, April 8th from Tampa, which you can hear on many of these same stations as well. This has been the Westwood One Women's Tournament Halftime Report. It's sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average. Call or click today to find out if Progressive could save you hundreds on your car insurance. At the break, LSU in front of Iowa, 59-42. We'll head back to Dallas to rejoin Ryan Ratke and Debbie Antonelli when we return. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the Women's Basketball National Championship.
Hey, Big 12 basketball fans. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Tournament time. It's good! Tune into Big 12 Radio for breakdowns of your favorite teams from analysts like Fran Fraschilla.
There is absolutely not a place on the schedule where you can catch your breath.
Start your mornings at 8 Eastern with live programming throughout the day, featuring the biggest storylines in the conference. It's all on Big 12 Radio, Sirius XM Channel 375. And don't miss a game throughout March Madness. Just search for your favorite team on the SXM app.
There's a new show coming to Sirius XM-FC Channel 157. It's Played In with me, Heather O'Reilly, and my former teammate, Lori Lindsay.
We played in the World Cup, we played in the NWSL, and now we're playing on Sirius XM.
Women's soccer has never been more popular.
From the national team to the NWSL and more, you'll hear our perspectives on the biggest stories in soccer.
It's Played In with Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay, Monday nights at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the SXM app.
Hits One is where you find who's popping now. And who's popping next. Pop your mood with channels for discovery, your workouts, or top hits exclusively on the SXM app. Available anytime and anywhere. Just search Hits One.
Every MLS fan needs Sirius XM FC.
You don't think about it, you just get it.
All the top matches.
Go LAFC!
All the best analysis.
They have a goal scorer. They got a guy that's proven in this league that he can score goals.
All in one place.
Remarkable, inexplicable, absolutely wonderful.
Your league, your station, Major League Soccer on Sirius XM FC 157 and on the SXM app, included with all of our trials and popular plans.
Halftime, it's LSU with a 17-point lead over the Iowa Hawkeyes, 59-42. LSU an impressive shooting performance in that first half. 58% from the floor. They went 9 of 12 from 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. Jasmine Carson off the bench went for 21. She was 7 of 7 from the floor, 5 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 at the foul line. LaDasia Williams chipped in with 10 points. Meanwhile, Iowa shot it just fine, 50%, 6 of 11 from 3, 10 of 13 from the foul line. Caitlin Clark had 16 points. 14 of those came in the first quarter, just 2 points in the second quarter on the bench with 3 fouls for the final part of quarter number 2. LSU an advantage on the glass, 16-13. We mentioned the bench points significantly in favor of LSU, thanks mainly to Carson. LSU outscored Iowa 29-2 off the bench in the opening 20 minutes. All right, Debbie, let's talk about our keys to the second half. They're sponsored by NetSuite. To gain visibility and control over your business, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months from NetSuite by Oracle. Head to netsuite.com/hoops to learn more. What do you have?
Well, the first thing is Iowa shooting 50% from the floor and 55% from the three-point line. That is excellent. However, LSU is shooting 58% from the floor and 75% from the three-point line. So that's exceptional. So to Krista's point before, you got to believe LSU is going to cool off a little bit. Now, Angel Reese only played 9 minutes with those 2 personal fouls, and while she played on those 9 minutes, she was very effective. So they're going to reestablish her here in the second half. And I think the bench play from LSU is definitely the disruptor in the game, right? I mean, 29 bench points. And Caitlin Clark, with those 3 fouls, she's not going to foul out of this game. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I mean, she is going to play the next 20 minutes. And what's going to happen is she's going to continue to work to get her team in rhythm. This is not a deficit that Iowa can't overcome because of the way they shoot the 3 and the efficiency with which they play. This is the best offense in this season. Highest scoring offense, best field goal percentage offense. They'll get it going here in the next 20.
Krista Blanc talked to both head coaches. Krista, what'd you find out?
Right, Kim Mulkey, she's as fiery as her sequin suit. She said, we did that with 3 starters on the bench. She said, you have to be ready to come in. And she said the bench was. I asked her about Jasmine Carson's play. She said, that's what she does. Defensively, she was happy with what they did with Clark, and she reiterated, we did that with 3 starters on the bench, but she said, this game is not over, though. And then for Lisa Bluter, she said, I just went in and let the team calm down. She said, this is not characteristic of LSU basketball. She said, they will cool off. She thinks the Stats will win, and look for them to go into Monica Sonato more. They want to set more screens for her and get her more touches.
All right, Krista, time to find out which team will get the job done. The start of the second half is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Just sponsor a post and receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit. LSU 28-10 to close the half, up 17 right now. Alexis Morris with it. Down in the right corner, looking into Angel Reese. Morris dribbling left, gets into the paint, kicks it out. Johnson, left wing, shoots a high-arcing 3. That one off the iron, no good. Long rebound. Johnson has it for LSU. Drives right, steps left, throws it inside. It's deflected up off the glass, and Sonato grabs it for Iowa. Hand it off to Kate Martin. Martin on the run, over to Clark, left wing, open, looking at 3. That's flat. And the rebound, McKenna Warnock, an offensive board. Warnock gets it knocked away by Morris. Ball loose underneath, out of bounds, and it's off of LSU, I believe.
The other thing, too, is that lead for LSU was built without Alexis Morris. I thought she was very patient offensively. 5 assists in the first half, 1 for 3 from the floor. Remember, she is a volume shooter. I thought she played with great maturity and poise the first 20 minutes.
LaDasia Williams lost a shoe, so she's getting her shoe put back on. Iowa will inbound baseline left. Clark the trigger out of a box set. Sonato on the left block, Marshall on the right. Martin is at the right elbow, Warnock at the left elbow. Clark looking, lobs it out front to Gabby Marshall, makes the catch into Sonato, turns right on the block, puts it up, missed it short. Williams the rebound. Great defense inside by LaDasia Williams. Kateri Poole handles for LSU, walks the dribble into the front court. 17-point Tiger lead, 1 minute into this third quarter. Angel Reese double teamed on the baseline, throws it back out front to Poole. Poole with the dribble, head of the key beyond the three-point line, 10 to shoot, gets it to Johnson on the left wing, back up top it goes to Poole. High right side to Alexis Morris, jab step with the right foot, dribbles down to the right baseline, hooks it past to Williams at the free throw line, jumper is up and in. 12 points for LaDasia Williams, 61-42 LSU.
Another adjustment in the second half is Lisa Bluter's getting Caitlin Clark off the ball to initiate the first couple of sets.
Marshall handling over on the right side to Warnock. She'll shoot a wing three. Back in the window, good. Blage Johnson, the rebound for LSU. Nearly traveled with it, able to keep her pivot foot down. Lobs it out to Poole on the right. LSU walks it across the timeline. Mulkey calls out a play. Kateri Poole relaying to her teammates. LSU going to flatten things out. Double stack on each block. Poole dribbles over on the right side. Gets it down to Morris on the right baseline inside the three-point arc. Up the boards it goes to Poole into Angel Reese now. Reese makes the catch, takes a dribble, turns baseline, puts it up, fouled by Sonato. And Angel Reese is going to the line. Sonato may have taken a shot to the face.
You know, I always say rim body ball. Well, it's always rim body ball with Angel Reese. That's why she gets to the free throw line so much. She does such a great job of leading with her body, then the swoop with the shot. And so she puts a lot of pressure on the front line of Iowa. But she's been doing that all season long. That's one of her strengths. And now the officials, because there was contact above the shoulders, are going to take a look at it at the monitor.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, your home for the national championships.
Coach K, Fraschilla, Farnham, and more. The top names in college basketball are on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Along with the Hall of Famer Debbie Antonelli and courtside reporter Krista Blanc, I'm Ryan Radke. You're listening to the NCAA Women's National Championship on Westwood One, presented by the new 2024 Buick Encore GX, available May 2023. The officials are looking at the monitor as Angel Reese turned to put up the shot. The foul was called on Monica Sonato, who was grabbing at her mouth. Reese's elbow definitely got up near the chin of Sonato, so the officials are taking a look at this.
You know, I think it's a basketball play, honestly, and DV Sports will have multiple angles for them to look at. Because the foul was called on Sonato, if they choose to upgrade this, it would be considered an intentional foul by Angel Reese, which would be 2 free throws for any player, and the ball would go back to the division line. And it would count as a personal foul and a team foul for Angel Reese.
Well, the officials have had their look. Now they're huddled up talking about it.
Yeah, I think they're going to upgrade it.
Nobody has gone to talk to the Iowa bench. One of the officials is talking to the LSU bench. Nobody has come over this way. We'll figure it all out when we get back. A break in the action with 8:09 to go here in the third quarter. LSU 61, Iowa 42. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Monster.com helps you slam dunk the job search and make your next career move. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com empowers you to score your next position and win the job hunt. Get off the bench and go to Monster.com today.
To college athletes, the whole world looks like an opportunity. One to be seized, built upon, and made better. To push their sport further, to broaden their minds, to help communities they live in, and to inspire those who follow. Because to college athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Furnished by the NCAA.
Great-looking uniforms are an expression of teamwork, confidence, and pride. Cintas can help make sure your team is dressed to perform their best every day. We offer workwear and apparel that's comfortable and durable with a modern fit. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or T-shirts. And it all comes with weekly laundry service and delivery right to you. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Get 15% off when you buy a set of BrakeBest Select or Import Direct brake pads and 2 rotors through April 25th at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Back in Dallas, 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the third quarter, 61-42 LSU. It is going to remain as a common foul against Monica Sonato. And Angel Reese will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Reese has been to the line 4 times. She has made 3 tonight, and she splashes in the first. Stay with us after the game when one of these teams will climb the Warner ladder and cut down the nets as the 2023 national champions. Warner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness, and the official ladder of construction professionals everywhere. Reach new heights with Warner. So Reese makes both free throws. 9 points in the ball game for her. 63-42. The LSU lead is ballooned to 21. Caitlin Clark with a dribble out front. Makes her way over on the left wing. Stop. Shoots a 3 from there. Got it. Clark rattles it in. She's got 19 in the game. 63-45 LSU. And now we've got another whistle.
I think it's a warning. It's about the ball going through the net. But here's what Caitlin Clark does. She reads the ball screen coverage so well. She knows one more dribble drags the switch or the hedge a little bit further, and when that hedge leaves, she's wide open from 3. It's part of her skill set, but it's part of the IQ that comes with it.
There's a warning against Monica Sonato, who batted the ball out of bounds after it came through the net. Morris gets to the foul line, over to Poole, high on the left side. Poole dribbling right, turns the corner, hooks a pass to Williams on the left block. Williams goes into a double team, puts it up over Sonato, missed everything too strong. Rebound inside for LSU, and now we've got a tie-up inside. Possession arrow favors Iowa. So the Hawkeyes will have it, down 18, 63-45 with 7:28 to go in quarter number 3.
LSU has scored 17 points off 11 Iowa turnovers.
Clark with a bounce pass over to, Martin on the right side. Martin one dribble, gets it down on the block to Sonato, puts it up with the right hand, scores and one. And now LaDasia Williams is holding her mouth like she took a shot to the face.
Monica Sonato does not dribble. At the end of the regular season last year, she had made 85 baskets, and I watched every one of them. She only dribbled 16 times. She gets a deep catch. She's quick with her move. She catches it deep. It's hard to bring a double, and Caitlin Clark always puts it on the money as she finishes the and one, Ryan.
So a 3 for Caitlin Clark, a 3-point play for Sonato. 63-48 LSU, 7:06 to go in the third. Kateri Poole with the dribble out front. Makes her way over on the right wing. Poole looking inside. Reese will come out and set a screen. Poole dribbles left. One-handed pass to Johnson in the left corner. She traveled. Wajay Johnson travels and turns it over. It'll go back to Iowa. The Hawkeyes for the first time in a while with a little momentum building. Substitution, Jasmine Carson, the star of the first half, will check in for LSU. Johnson will sit. Carson, 21 points on 7 of 7 shooting, 5 of 5 from 3 in the first half. Just 4 points away from her career high. Here's a dangerous pass by Clark. Martin able to maintain possession. Gets it to Warnock. Left wing 3 is good. A near turnover turns into a 3. 63-51. 9-0 Iowa run has brought them to within 12. Here's Reese, right baseline for LSU. One-handed pass deflected by Marshall into the hands of Carson. Bounce it down on the left block with Asia Williams. Working against Sonato. Puts it on the deck. Goes middle. Puts it up with the right hand. Bank too strong. Sonato's got the rebound. Warnock hit the deck. Off to Caitlin Clark. On the run in the front court. Rises for a deep one left wing. That's short. And Jasmine Carson has the rebound for LSU. Outlet pass to Poole. She'll fire it on the right side to Morris. Morris puts it on the deck, dribbles down to the right baseline. Morris cut off there, shovel it back. Williams at the foul line. She'll rise for a 14-footer. Around it off, no good. Reese the rebound, and she's fouled by Warnock.
Angel Reese rebounds out of her area. That means she doesn't rebound the balls right above her head while she's in position. She's long and athletic. She's active, and she can go pursue the basketball. It's part of the reason why she draws so many fouls.
Third foul against Warnock. Poole will inbound, gets it into Reese on the right baseline. One dribble into the middle, puts it up off the glass. No, Sonato has the rebound. Off to Caitlin Clark. Here comes Iowa. Clark on the run. Left wing Marshall, wide open 3. Got it! Gabby Marshall with the 3. 12-0 Iowa run. 63-54 LSU with 5:48 to go in the third.
Most coaches would call timeout. Not in this position for Kim Mulkey. Too much experience over there in this situation.
Alexis Morris dribbles above the left elbow, backs up beyond the three-point line. Morris uses a screen from Williams, dribbles right 16-footer above the free throw line. No, Reese the rebound inside, lays it up and in. Angel Reese earning an extra possession for LSU, gets the bucket. 65-54 LSU. Clark left wing 3 is good. 22 for Caitlin Clark. 65-57 Iowa within 8.
And here come the Hawkeyes.
Alexis Morris, one-handed pass to Poole, high on the right. Poole looking inside to Reese, puts it on the floor, dribbles right, gets down to the block, leans in, foul against Warnock. That's her fourth.
Now
McKenna Warnock, foul number 4, and that's going to get Hannah Stolke back in. Flausier Johnson returns for LSU, Debbie.
Foul trouble really mounting for Iowa. That is 4 on Warnock. Caitlin Clark already playing with 3. Monica Sonato playing with 3. On the other side, no one has more than 2 fouls for LSU.
It's never too early to start planning for the 2024 NCAA Women's Final Four, April 5th and 7th next year in Cleveland. Visit ncaa.com/WBB tickets to sign up for ticket information and a chance to be included in exclusive pre-sale opportunities. First free throw from Poole, no good. Second free throw front of the rim, no good. Reese caps the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Sonato's got it for Iowa. Off it goes to Martin, racing down the left side. Martin gets down to the baseline. Stops there, double team, needs some help, throws it away into the hands of Reese. Bounce it ahead to Morris. Morris against Clark. Big step to her left, flips it up off the glass, no. Reese the rebound. Shot partially blocked by Clark. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Iowa.
Good hustle by Stolke because that was an easy 2 points for Angel Reese. And Stolke knocked it out of bounds. It gives the Iowa at least a chance to set their G.
Breaking the action with 4:46 to go here in the third quarter. LSU 65, Iowa 57. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Big things are happening with the Hulu and Disney Plus bundle. With big adventures like The Mandalorian and Black Panther Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus.
Let's go!
Plus big stories on Hulu like Tiny Beautiful Things streaming April 7th and Welcome to Chippendales. Hulu and Disney Plus, better together in a brand new bundle. Plans starting at $9.99 a month. All of these and more now streaming. ESPN Plus with plans starting at $12.99 a month. 18 plus only. Access content from each service separately. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Terms apply.
After 3 weeks of battling through the brackets, one team gets the opportunity to climb the iconic Werner ladder. The final net cutting is the culmination of their hard work and an opportunity to experience the exhilaration few ever will. It's the same for all the pros out there working at 30 feet or 30 stories. Every day they challenge themselves to reach new heights, and Werner is the brand they trust to have their backs. Werner, official ladder of NCAA March Madness and official ladder of pros everywhere. Go to wernerladder.com to learn more.
Listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of today's game and other NCAA championships on TuneIn Premium. Tomorrow night, it's the men's title game, and later this week, you can hear all 3 games of the Frozen Four. In the coming months, we'll also have the men's and women's College World Series. It's live, and it's on TuneIn Premium. Download the app and search for Westwood One to listen. 4 minutes, 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. Iowa, at one time, down 21, has clawed back within 8. 65-57. LSU has missed 7 of its last 8. Iowa has made 5 of its last 6, and the Hawkeyes coming to life here in the third quarter, Debbie.
Well, it's a run that we anticipated after being down by 21. The three-point shooting is always available for Iowa, so it always gives them a chance to come back. But down 21 and making this run, now they're only down 8. I look at it as a 3-possession game, Ryan. This is a 3-possession game, so this is exactly where Iowa needed it to be. They've got to stay out of foul trouble, keep mixing up their soft defense, not overextending, and keeping LSU in front. Now Angel Reese is on the floor. She's starting to come alive for LSU.
15-2 Iowa run. Let's check in with Krista Blunk, who was listening into what Kim Mulkey had to say to the Tigers.
Well, again, very fired up in her huddle, and she said she wants her team to get back. She's not been happy with their transition defense and not happy with the guards' defense. She was definitely talking to Johnson in particular, and she said, we also have to score with them. If Iowa's going to score, we've got to score, and she's drawing up several plays, but she's wanting them to hit the boards more as well. She said, got to keep rebounding and stop fouling.
All right, Krista, thanks very much. Iowa climbing back in it. Boy, LSU, all the momentum going to the locker room. Jasmine Carson banked in that 3 to extend the lead to 17. LSU very quickly pushed it to 21. But then Iowa got it going, starting with a Caitlin Clark 3, then a Monica Sonato 3-point play to climb with an 8. Now, the issue for Iowa, Debbie, you mentioned a moment ago, the fouls really mounting for a Hawkeye team that does not have great depth. Sonato has been in foul trouble for much of the game. She's got 3. McKenna Warnock is on the bench now with 4. Talked about Caitlin Clark missing time in the first half. She's got 3 fouls. That's something that the Hawkeyes are going to have to do a great job of managing coming down the stretch.
Well, and particularly this is where you start worrying about foul trouble is 5 offensive rebounds for LSU in the first in the first half. They've had 5 so far in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. Okay, Angel Reese's presence on the floor means they crash a little bit harder, and that's what they're doing, and Iowa's got to be able to stay with it.
Terry Poole will inbound baseline right for LSU, bounces it into a cutting Morris down the right side, flips it in off the window. What a great design play by Kim Mulkey to get Alexis Morris an easy shot. 67-57 LSU, the lead at 10. Clark will bounce it over to Marshall on the right. Marshall walks the dribble back out between the circles, pounds it out with the right hand, looking inside, gets it to Sonato on the right block against Williams, back out front to Marshall. Marshall driving right, stop at the elbow, leaned in, got some contact, no foul, missed the shot. Reese grabs the rebound for LSU.
That was a foul. They fouled the shooter.
One-handed pass goes across the court to Alexis Morris. Morris with it on the right wing. Williams sets a screen. Morris dribbles left, finds Williams rolling down the right side to lay it in.
Back-to-back excellent play calls by Kim Mulkey off the timeout. You get the out-of-bounds play, then you get a little screen and roll off the elbow to put Sonato in a ball screen action.
69-57 LSU. Clark on the right wing. Step back three. Oh, she nailed it. Caitlin Clark with a hand in her face splashes the right wing three. 69-60 LSU, 3:44 to go. She can do it all.
Amazing.
Morris over on the right side. Williams sets a screen again. Morris dribbles to the foul line. She'll take the jumper this time. Back in the rim, no. Sonato's got the rebound. Handed off to Clark. Always looking to push. Up the left side to Marshall. Handed back to Clark. Deep three in front of the bench. She's strong off the heel of the rim. And Reese is there for the rebound for LSU.
He's going for the home run right now. They're not hitting singles out there if you're Iowa.
Reese brings it ahead. Dribbles left on Stolke. Spins right in the paint. Puts it up. Sonato blocked the shot. Ball to the floor. Morris, quickest one to it. And now we've got a whistle and a travel against Alexis Morris.
You know, they know from the scout. And Iowa's Lisa Bluter told us they know how to play Angel Reese. That spin is coming. And Sonato stepped up and built a wall and forced the turnover.
Marshall will toss it into Caitlin Clark. Clark walks the dribble ahead. Morris trying to bother her. She crosses into the front court. Bounce it to Molly Davis high on the left. Up top it goes to Martin. Into Sonato. Turns right on Williams. Puts it up off the window for two. Williams barking at the official. She thought that Sonato elbow got too high. 11 points for Sonato. 69-62 LSU. Kim Mulkey all over the officials. And now we've got a stoppage in play. Kim Mulkey wants them to look at it.
If they're going to look at it and they go look, that is going to be a charged timeout to LSU if they don't see anything.
Now, Kim Mulkey, I mean, she screamed at all three officials that there should be a flagrant foul because of the elbow, and the officials did stop play, so they will take a look. A timeout assessed to LSU as they take a look.
So it's the post-up of Monica Sonato that's in question that LaDasia Williams turned, who was defending her, and said, hey, she's throwing the elbow. And Kim Mulkey asked Poulani Spurlock up the court to look at it. That will be a charged timeout to LSU if there is something there. If there is not something there, then there could be an intentional foul if they choose to upgrade it. See, to me, that's a basketball move where you don't separate the ball from your body. You pivot with your elbows to be able to clear some space. The men have the cylinder rule. The women do not. It's a different set of circumstances that you have to consider. If they do decide to upgrade this, that because they didn't put a whistle on it, that's an intentional foul on Monica Sonato. That would be 2 free throws to anyone for LSU, plus the ball. The basket would count.
It would also be Sonato's 4th foul. Now, if you look at the replay, there's no doubt that Sonato's elbow made contact with LaDasia Williams. Williams, though, was telling the official she hit me in the face. Her elbow was not in the face of LaDasia Williams. She hit her kind of below the neck, more in the chest, but she snapped her head back and then was motioning to the official. She hit me right in the face.
And we don't have a flopping rule, Ryan, okay? If they go to the monitor and they think it's a flop, they can upgrade it. So there's a couple of things to look at here. Was the elbow leading intentional, a personal and intentional foul? Was it a flop? They can look at that as well. They could come away from this with a bunch of stuff based on the review and the replay that we have seen. Now officials are huddled together and they're discussing.
Yeah, and remember, this is the second review we've had. Earlier in the game, it was Angel Reese posting against Monica Sonato. There was a spin. There was contact made, but the official said basketball play. And they left it. We'll see what they're going to decide here. The officials have talked about it.
Well, they should be coming over here to tell us what they have decided. We'll be able to tell by the officials telling Kim Mulkey what the reaction will be. So that's going to be a charge timeout to Kim Mulkey. They're going to say nothing.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's fair because they didn't upgrade the last one, the one you were previously talking about. And so they don't upgrade this one. So that's a charge timeout to LSU.
And I don't think either one, Debbie, either the play from on Reese earlier or that one with Sonato, I didn't see either one of them throw an elbow. There was definitely contact made, but I didn't see either one of them throw an elbow. So I think on these two, the officials have gotten it right.
I agree. Now, why this might matter is LSU now has 2 timeouts remaining in the game. Now, you know in the women's game you can advance the ball inside a minute to play. I expect this is the way this game is going. That could be an issue. We're going to keep an eye on it.
Alexis Morris has it for LSU out of the timeout. Dribbles over on the right wing near the Tiger bench. Get it to LaDasia Williams. 16-footer above the foul line is perfect.
She's capable from that range, and nobody guards her there, and she delivers.
16 for LaDasia Williams. 71-62 LSU. 2:27 to go in quarter number 3. Clark picks up her dribble. Bounces to Martin near midcourt. Wajay Johnson poking at the basketball. Martin puts it on the deck with the left. Now the right. Back to the left-hand dribble. Out to Gabby Marshall. Into Sonato on the right block. Sonato kicks it out to Molly Davis. Davis dribbling right. Davis into the paint. Davis puts it up over Reese and scores. Molly Davis at 5'7", able to guide that one in off the window against Reese.
She gets the switch, and she takes the big off the bounce.
71-64 LSU. Inside 2 to go in the third. Morris with it on the left wing. Morris is going to take a 3. Back of the rim, no good. Reese the offensive rebound, puts it up and in.
It is so challenging to keep her off the glass. On the weak side is where Angel Reese does her damage.
13 points for Angel Reese, 73-64. LSU with the lead, 1:38 to go in the third. Davis will hand it off for Caitlin Clark. Clark against Alexis Morris, puts it on the deck, hands it right back to Davis, high on the right against Reese. Up top it goes to Martin. 12 to shoot. Here's Davis with it on the right. Davis steps back, bounces into Sonato. Sonato makes the catch above the right block. Gets it out to Gabby Marshall. 5 to shoot. Now to Clark. Left wing 3 is up. That's short off the iron. Fight for the rebound inside. Out of bounds, and it's off Iowa. Kate Martin came flying in, and she last touched it as that one went out of bounds. The officials now are warning the Iowa bench. They're talking to the reserves at the end. They just said, I've heard enough. Alexis Morris will bring the dribble across for LSU. Morris slides over on the right side inside the hash mark. Matched against Davis. Lob it into Reese. Makes the catch into traffic. Got fouled going up by Sonato, and that's number 4.
You got to have better discipline than that. What a very well-designed play. I think there's a technical foul called.
Yes, there is a technical foul called. See who it's on. Sonato got called for the foul, her
I think it's on
fourth.
Caitlin Clark.
And if that's Clark, it's her fourth.
I think, did she knock the ball away from the official?
No,
and that's what they called the technical for?
They just made the announcement in the building. It's half of a roar of excitement from the LSU fans, and the other half is the Iowa fans being upset. The ball was bouncing on the floor. Clark picked it up and kind of threw it behind her back over the baseline.
That's a delay of game and a technical foul because they had already been warned previously in the game.
Angel Reese at the line, back rims the first free throw. Remember earlier it was Sonato who batted the ball out of bounds, and that's when the warning came. Second free throw for Reese is off the front of the rim, no good.
So they shoot the personal foul free throws from Reese first. Now Alexis Morris shoots the technical. She'll get 2, and LSU will retain possession. Or excuse me, they go back to the point of interruption, which will be Iowa's ball.
Alexis Morris drops in the first free throw. So that is a foul on Clark. So on the same play, both Clark and Sonato get their fourth as Morris makes the second.
They got to really come together if you're Iowa right now. And for Kim Mulkey, it's pretty simple. Offensively, you're running everything at Clark defensively and at Sonato. Now, both those players will be taken off the floor for Lisa Gluter for the last minute in 3 seconds here in the third quarter.
And it's LSU ball. Alexis Morris has the dribble out near midcourt for the Tigers. 75-64 LSU, 54 seconds to go in the third. Morris with the dribble, top of the key. Puts the pass inside. Davis got a hand on the passing lane and took it away. Boy, Molly Davis has made a couple of big plays off the bench, but then throws it away to Reese. Reese running with Morris. Reese down the right side of the basket, lays it up and off. No good. Morris taps the rebound to Reese, and a foul will be called against Alexis Morris.
Wow.
Angel Reese just missed a wide open layup.
A left-handed player on the right side of the basket who can't make a right-handed layup. That's a 2-on-1. She could have dropped it off to Alexis Morris as well. Morris picks up a foul for over the back on Molly Davis.
Third foul against Morris. Here's Davis dribbling over on the right side. Probes inside the arc, gets it out to Gabby Marshall. Marshall dribbling left, kick it out to Kate Martin. 14 to shoot. Martin puts it on the floor. Hand checked and fouled by Flau'jae Johnson. Just the first foul of the game against Johnson. 13th foul of the quarter against LSU. 21.1 seconds remaining in the quarter.
What
and it'll be Iowa ball.
It was a 21-point LSU lead that Iowa cut to 8. Now it's back to 11 for the Tigers. This has been a fantastic basketball game. It's been entertaining. There's been highs and lows on both sides. Both teams have already faced adversity. And right now, Iowa's going through theirs with foul trouble with Clark and Sonato on the bench with 4.
They changed the clock, put it to 22.8. 20 on the shot clock, so a 2.8-second difference. Martin has it out high on the left side for Iowa. Puts it on the deck, backs up against Flau'jae Johnson. Martin out near midcourt. Johnson poking at the basketball. Shot clock down to 7. Martin begins her drive left. Martin on the run down the lane. Puts it up off the glass. No. Rebound with Asa Williams. 5 seconds left. Williams, one dribble. Throws it at the right side to Poa. Poa over to Reese. Puts it up on the run. Can't bank it in. Missed it just short right of the lane. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Iowa cuts into the lead. They're down 11 with 10 minutes to go. End of 3 in Dallas with the score. LSU 75, Iowa 64. From the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network, this is the Women's Basketball National Championship.
Nobody brings you the excitement of Formula One racing like SiriusXM. Let's go, come on! Hear every thrilling lap of a worldwide championship chase.
Verstappen takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and Hamilton couldn't hold him off.
Comprehensive pre- and post-race coverage.
That was the best race I've ever seen.
And a weekly insider look at the F1 circuit every Wednesday on SXM Wheel to Wheel.
There's been plenty going on both on and off track.
The 2023 Formula One season on SiriusXM Channel 81 and the SXM app.
No one covers women's college basketball like SiriusXM. From live games,
Boston wide open for 3, bang!
To expert analysis.
This is a golden year for Big Ten women's basketball.
And interviews with the biggest names.
Legendary Stanford women's basketball coach Tara Vanderbilt.
We have top coaches, top players, great universities.
Hear the action all month on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and our Power 5 conference channels, 371 to 375, or anytime on the SXM app. Hey, Big 12 basketball fans. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Tournament time.
It's good!
Tune into Big 12 Radio for breakdowns of your favorite teams from analysts like Fran Fraschilla.
There is absolutely not a place on the schedule where you can catch your breath.
Start your mornings at 8 Eastern with live programming throughout the day, featuring the biggest storylines in the conference. It's all on Big 12 Radio, Sirius XM Channel 375. And don't miss a game throughout March Madness. Just search for your favorite team on the SXM app.
There's a new show coming to Sirius XM-FC Channel 157. It's Played In with me, Heather O'Reilly, and my former teammate, Lori Lindsay.
We played in the World Cup, we played in the NWSL, and now we're playing on Sirius XM.
Women's soccer has never been more popular.
From the national team to the NWSL and more, you'll hear our perspectives on the biggest stories in soccer.
It's Played In with Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay, Monday nights at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC 157 and the SXM app.
Airlines Center in Dallas, just like basketball, your business wins with speed. Granger's fast delivery means industrial supplies and solutions get to you with the speed you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. 75-64 LSU, 10 minutes remain. Tigers looking for their first national championship, as is Iowa. But it's LSU with the 11-point lead. What do you look for, Debbie, going into this final quarter to decide this game?
Well, it's not going to be easy for Iowa with the foul trouble mounting up. Both Sonato and Clark with 4. I think Kim Mulkey's going to attack them. So I think what you have to do is you have to spread the floor, and you have to go offense-defense with Sonato as much as you can, because Kim Mulkey's ball screen offense through the elbow is how they've been able to score in that action. That's been a very good action for them. And on the other side, Iowa's Caitlin Clark. This is her time. This is winning time. This is her game. Oh, down 11. She's got to be able to make some plays. Right now, she is at 25 points. She's taken 17 shots. She's 7 for 15 from the three-point line. But Warnock, Clark, and Sonato, 3 starters for Lisa Bluter with 4 fouls, is a daunting challenge the next 10 minutes.
LSU 12 offensive rebounds in the game. It's helped them have this lead despite the fact that Iowa is actually out shooting them so far in the contest. One difference between Caitlin Clark in this game today, Debbie, versus what we saw in the semifinal on Friday night. Clark, obviously, the foul trouble, but remember on Friday night, she was getting to the basket pretty regularly. She has not been able to do that in this game. Almost all of her shots have been from the three-point line. 17 field goal attempts, 15 of them are threes.
Well, that's what she's hunting. She started the game 4 for 5 in the first quarter and was outstanding. Since then, she's 3 for 12. And I got to tell you guys this. I've been calling the game a long time. I've seen delay of games when the ball comes through the net and they tap it out. I've never seen a call made for a delay of game because a player didn't give the ball back to the official and threw it out of bounds behind them where the ball would have been inbounded.
Alexis,
I'm just shocked at that.
Alexis Morris has it for LSU over on the left. Screened by Angel Reese. Morris dribbles up to the top of the key. Chest pass to Kateri Poole, high on the right side. Poole with it, puts it on the deck with the right hand, crosses left. Poole into the paint, nothing there. Hands it off for Flau'jae Johnson, knocked away on the floor by Martin. Johnson picks it up, turns to the 16-footer and splashed it in. 10 points for Flau'jae Johnson. 77-64. LSU back up 13. Gabby Marshall with it on the left wing. Up top it goes to Caitlin Clark. Clark stepped back, couldn't get the 3 off. Into O'Grady on the left block. Up top to Warnock. Swinging around high right to Martin beyond the three-point line. Bounce to Clark, cutting down the right side. Weaves back out beyond the three-point line. Step back again. Morris right there into O'Grady. Turns, puts it up to the left. No, but a foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul against LaDasia Williams, her 3rd.
The post play of Iowa is so good. Again, O'Grady, deep catch, turns and scores. Gets the foul, going to the line.
PGA Junior League brings friends, families, and communities together through golf. Find your team and sign up today at PGAJuniorLeague.com. Addison O'Grady at the foul line, 6 of 12 on the year. Calmly makes the first. She'll have one more coming. That ends a 6-0 LSU spurt. O'Grady trying to get the Hawkeyes back within 11. Free throw is up and in. So O'Grady calmly makes both. 77-66 LSU with 9:13 to go. Morris across the timeline for the Tigers. Kim Mulkey calls out the set. LSU getting lined up. Morris dribbles over on the right side. Poole gets it on an Iverson cut over on the right wing. Poole puts it on the deck with the left hand. Dribbles up to the top of the key. Heads back to the right. Chest pass over on the right side to Flau'jae Johnson. Dribble to the elbow. Puts the jumper up. That short, barely ticked iron. Caitlin Clark, the baseline rebound. Gets it off to Martin. Hawkeyes look to push. Martin runs the dribble into the front court. Top of the key. Left open. Shoots the 3 and hits. 10 for Kate Martin. 77-69. Iowa back within 8. 8:35 to go.
You realize most of Iowa's threes are coming off their transition game. It's not like it comes out of the quarter court. They all can pull it from 3.
Iowa 12 of 22 from 3. LSU has not made a 3 in this half. Here's Alexis Morris, 16-footer above the foul line. Good for 2.
She has been so patient about her offense. Her maturity at the top of the floor for LSU has been fantastic all game.
79-69 LSU. Clark trying to get off the deep 3. Couldn't do it. Instead gets it to Warnock above the right block. Out to Marshall in the paint to O'Grady. Left block. Step through into the paint. Puts it up and out for a foul. And LaDasia Williams just picked up her 4th. So more free throws coming for Iowa. Addison O'Grady making an impact here, drawing a couple of fouls on LaDasia Williams. So now Williams with 4 as O'Grady steps to the line. She just made 2 a moment ago. 2 more for the sophomore from Aurora, Colorado. It is up, and that one is no good. Along with Debbie Antonelli, I'm Ryan Radke. You're listening to the NCAA Women's National Championship on Westwood One, presented by the new 2024 Buick Encore GX, available May 2023. Second free throw rims out, so an empty possession for Iowa. 79-69 LSU, 7:55 to go in the game. Kim Mulkey tells Alexis Morris to come get the ball from Kateri Poole. Gabby Marshall was all over Morris. Finally, Morris able to get it. High on the left in front of us. Shot clock is at 13. Williams sets a screen. Morris dribbles around it to the right. Morris works her way above the left elbow. 17-footer is good again. Well, Alexis Morris has been kind of quiet offensively today, but back-to-back big buckets. And LSU leads by 12, 81-69. Here's Warnock, left wing three. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound batted, picked up by Morris off the floor. Morris racing through traffic. Morris down the lane, drops it up. Williams right block, laid it up and in. Morris to LaDasia Williams, who's got 18. 83-69, the lead back to 14. Timeout, Iowa. And the LSU faithful rise here in Dallas. A 6-0 Tiger run. Their lead back to 14 with 7:11 remaining. LSU 83, Iowa 69. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as a leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/hoops. That's netsuite.com/hoops. netsuite.com/hoops.
Spring is almost here, and you can make mealtime easy with HelloFresh. Not only does HelloFresh deliver great-tasting recipes to your door, new dietitian win options under 700 calories, and protein smart choices featuring 30 grams or more of protein make it easier than ever to stay on top of your wellness goals. Join in and sign up today for 60% off plus free shipping with code SCORE60 at HelloFresh.com/SCORE60. That's code SCORE60 at HelloFresh.com/SCORE60.
Basketball champion Stephen Curry and soccer superstar Alex Morgan want you to join the PGA Junior League team.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Boys and girls learn the game from PGA and LPGA professionals and have a great time with friends.
Find your team and get ready for a fun and exciting PGA Junior League season.
I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
You can listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of NCAA championships for free on the Varsity Network app. In addition to both the men's and women's Final Fours later this week, you can hear all 3 games of the men's Frozen Four. And in the coming months, the men's lacrosse semifinals and championship, plus the men's and women's College World Series. Download the Varsity Network app now and search NCAA championships. And of course, tomorrow night, men's national championship game, Kevin Kugler, Jim Jackson, Clark Kellogg, courtside in Houston, San Diego State, and UConn. All gets going at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check out the coverage from the guys in Houston as the men crown a champion. We'll crown a champion here today at LSU with a 14-point lead, 83-69. Tigers have started the fourth quarter 4 of 5. Let's check in with our courtside reporter, Krista Blunk.
Yeah, Ryan, part of the big reason is Alexis Morris, the 5th-year senior. She's from the state of Texas, and she was stating from senior night on that her goal was to get here to Dallas. Well, here they are, but she's had quite a ride to get to here. In 2018, she played at Baylor for Kim Mulkey, but then transferred to Rutgers, transferred to Texas A&M, and finally found her way back to Coach Kim Mulkey to play for LSU. And she talked about that adversity and that it's made her stronger. She's matured. Her communication now with Coach Mulkey so much better. And she said, I trust this team. I trust Angel Reese. And she said, you know, she wants to win a championship for this program. Well, they're 7 minutes, 11 seconds away from it.
All right, Krista, thanks very much. Yeah, Alexis Morris has been kind of a volume shooter as of late. She's put up some huge point totals today. Hasn't done a lot of scoring, but has hit some big buckets so far in the fourth. She's got 10 points in the game. 83-69, LSU, Iowa ball out of the timeout. Caitlin Clark will bounce it over to Martin, down inside to Sonato, back in the game, turns, puts it up and out, but a foul against Angel Reese. Reese picks up her third, and Sonato's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
So good execution off the timeout by Iowa. They clear it out, they throw it on the block, and they let Sonato go to work one-on-one. Really good misdirection action off the timeout by Iowa.
Sonato has made her only free throw in the game today, 79% on the year. And the first from the Iowa Post player is up and good.
Monica Sonato actually dribbles a lot more in her free throw routine than she ever does when she catches it on the low block.
She's got 5 dribbles in that free throw routine. Second one is good.
She hasn't dribbled 5 times on a catch inside the paint yet.
13 points for Monica Sonato in the contest. 83-71 LSU, 6:55 to go. Morris dribbles over on the right wing, working against Warnock. Reese wants the ball against Sonato. Sonato playing with 4 fouls. Out high left to Jasmine Carson, who was not scored here in the second half after 21 in the first half. Get it to Reese at the free throw line. Reese dribbles down the left side, scoops it up on the run, and got it to go off the glass.
I mean, she knows Sonato can't afford the foul, so she attacks that isolation.
15 for Angel Reese, 85-71 LSU, 6:28 to go. Here's Warnock with it up top to Clark. Shoots a 3. They're going to wipe it off. An illegal screen set by Sonato, and that's number 5.
Wow. With 6:25 to play. Off the ball. Illegal screen by the 5th-year senior, Monica Sonato.
Absolutely wiped out Alexis Morris on the screen. See if we get a replay. We can tell if she was moving or not. All that matters is the official thought she was. And so Sonato, the senior, is done and will not get to play in the last 6:25 of this game with her team down 14. And a steep hill for Iowa just got a little more steep. Poole is going to inbound in the backcourt, trying to get into the Morris. Now finds Flau'jae Johnson in the front court. Poole will come back and take the basketball. Finally gets to the Morris out near midcourt. Morris one-handed pass to Reese above the right elbow. Pitch it back to Morris. Rises from 13 and hit again. Morris with 12 in the game. 87-71 LSU. Long lead pass to Warnock. Lays it up and in. McKenna Warnock beat everybody down the floor. She's got 7. 87-73 LSU. Inside 6 to go in the contest. Morris with the dribble out front, the Final Four logo. Marshall deflects her pass, but Reese is able to grab it. Reese dribbles to the free throw line. Back out front to Morris. Shot clock at 13. Reese out to set a high screen. Morris works her way left. Morris turns the corner. Marshall reached in from behind, poked it out of bounds. 6 to shoot. LSU will inbound baseline left.
Kim Mulkey, in just her 2nd year at LSU, has him on the brink right here. They've never won the national championship at LSU. They've been to the Final Four 5 times. They've never played for the title. This is a very proud tradition.
Gabby Marshall is going to sit. Molly Davis checks in. Inbound to Reese down the right side. O'Grady got a piece of the shot, knocked it out of bounds. It'll still be LSU ball with 2.8 to shoot. Tigers will inbound baseline right. Kim Mulkey trying to get her team lined up here. Flau'jae Johnson is going to inbound. Johnson takes the basketball. Morris cuts across to the right baseline, makes the catch, turns, puts it up in 10. In and out, but a foul. And Morris will go to the free throw line. The foul is against Molly Davis. And Alexis Morris will step to the line to shoot 2. 77.5% free throw shooter. Morris is still down in a seated position along the baseline. But she will be helped up by her teammates now. And she will step to the stripe, looking to increase this 14-point lead. Davis just got into the side of her body.
Well, it's a veteran play by Alexis Morris because she knows with 2 seconds you got time for a catch and a dribble. And she does a nice job of earning a trip to the free throw line. I think she looked like she might have been cramped up a little bit.
Morris knocks in the first. 13th point of the ball game for Morris. Senior from Beaumont, Texas. Krista told you about the winding road from Baylor to Rutgers to Texas A&M, now to LSU. First team All-SEC selection this year for the Tigers. Morris' free throw is on the way. That one is good. So Morris with 14, 8 of which have come here in the fourth quarter. And it's an 89-73 LSU lead, 5:36 to go. On a day when Sonato is fouled out and Clark has not had her normal magic, can Iowa muster a comeback? Clark dribbling left, stops in front of the bench, whips the pass inside to O'Grady. It's deflected by Reese and out of bounds. Iowa will inbound baseline left with 19 to shoot.
Without a Sonato on the floor, it's a much different combination between Clark and Sonato with O'Grady on the court.
Clark into O'Grady, up top to Martin. Get it out to Clark, deep three, left wing in the air, and in!
I mean, that is like 12 feet beyond the three-point line.
28 for Caitlin Clark. 89-76 LSU, 5:09 to go. Morris with the dribble into the front court. Morris looking inside at Reese. Dribbles right, goes behind her back. Lost control, gets it back, steps back beyond the three-point line. Still has the dribble alive with 9 to shoot. Reese sets a screen. Morris dribbling right, whips it back to Reese. Left block, leans in on O'Grady, puts it up, missed it short. O'Grady's got the rebound for Iowa. Off it goes to Clark. Bounce it head to a running Warnock. Threw it by her, and Warnock can't save it in bounds. It'll be LSU ball. Clark trying to throw a bounce pass to the running McKenna Warnock, and it just got too far out in front of her.
Yeah, I think she is so good at trusting her teammates, right? I mean, she's spraying the ball around, expecting them to make some plays. That time she just led Warnock into the cheerleaders for LSU.
Fifth turnover of the game for Clark. We were asking Lisa Bluter about it yesterday. She said, hey, sometimes you got to live with some of the turnovers because of all the things that Caitlin can do. 4:36 to go as Morris crosses the dribble into the front court. Resets a screen high on the left. Morris thought about a three, dribbles left, pulls up from 15 on the wing. Got it again! Alexis Morris with 10 in the fourth, 16 in the game, 91-76 LSU. Clark top of the key three, back to the rim, no good. Carson grabs the rebound for the Tigers. Hands it off to Alexis Morris. Morris dribbling in the backcourt, frees herself from Marshall. Morris on the run, finds Carson. Right wing three is up, too strong off the iron. Rebound batted, coming right at us. Alexis Morris hits the table, saves it in bounds to Flau'jae Johnson. And now a whistle. I think they're going to say that Morris stepped out of bounds. Well, Alexis Morris, about 3 seats to our left, went crashing into press row, but apparently stepped out of bounds.
Really good hustle.
Clark runs it down the right side, gets around Morris, floats it up off the glass, and scores 2. So it's a 30-point game for Caitlin Clark. 91-78 LSU, 3 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in Dallas. Morris into the front court, watched closely by Martin. Williams sets a high screen, Morris hiding behind it. Morris with it in the left slot beyond the three-point line. Morris finally picks up her dribble, get it to Reese above the foul line, 6 to shoot. Reese in the paint, floats it up with the right hand, missed it off the glass, too strong. Offensive rebound inside for LSU, put up and in by Williams. That's 20 for LaDasia Williams. 93-78 LSU. Clark out to Marshall, right side Martin. Hoists the three, too strong off the rim. Offensive rebound, Warnock takes the dribble, leans in. Reese blocks the shot, but it's grabbed right back by Warnock, and she lays it up and in.
Iowa can't press. That's not what they do. They have to get stops with their defense in the quarter-court.
93-80, LSU on top. We tick down inside 3 minutes to go, and now a 10-second violation, and Morris now getting into it with Martin.
That's Alexis Morris, who's been so mature and has managed tempo of the game, doesn't get the ball across midcourt.
Well, did they just signal they're going to review again? No, they're just going to give Iowa the ball. Okay, there was a signal that looked like they were saying they wanted to review something. Kateri Poole is going to check back in for LSU. Well, Poole will take the place of Carson. It'll be Iowa ball in the front court. Martin will throw it in. Hawkeyes down by 13. And now we've got another whistle and a timeout apparently taken by Kim Mulkey. So LSU with one timeout left and 2 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Today's broadcast of the 2023 NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. 13-point deficit for Iowa. Kim Mulkey taking time out here. It's a full timeout. Hawkeyes playing without Monica Sonato, who fouled out with 6:25 to go. Caitlin Clark and the rest of her teammates trying to find a way to come back from 13 down. Otherwise, LSU will have its first national championship, and Kim Mulkey would improve to 4-0 in national championship games. She would join Rick Pitino as the only coaches to lead multiple schools to a basketball national championship.
Yeah, Coach Pitino won at Kentucky and at the University of Louisville. Kim Mulkey won 3 at Baylor, and on the cusp right here with less than 3 minutes to play. Here's the thing. I called Kim Mulkey ROI when she got the job, return on investment, because athletic director Scott Woodard knew when he went to recruit her that he knew he was going to have to invest in the program, and he's done that, and she's put a product on the floor that has delivered. 2 years before she arrived, parking concession ticket sales, $164,000. Since the 2 years that she's been there, parking, concessions, and ticket sales, over $2.5 million. That's called an investment and a return on investment.
Iowa ball out of the timeout. Here's Caitlin Clark, top of the key. Dribbles over on the left wing. Clark reverses back to her right. Fires a pass over to Martin. Martin gets it down to O'Grady. Mid-post on the right. 14 to shoot. Back out front to Clark in the Final Four logo. Dribbling left. Step back. Lets Morris fly by. Shoots the three. It's short. Rebound out of bounds off of Kateri Poole of LSU. 2:35 to go. Iowa will have it. You know, only Caitlin Clark knows for sure, Debbie, but there was a lot of concern after all the energy she had to exert the other night. Would she have her legs to come back today? She, of course, said, I'll be fine. She has been short on a lot of shots. Again, only she knows. But you just wonder if maybe some of it has taken its toll on Caitlin Clark. Clark dribbling into the paint, drops it off O'Grady on the left block, plays it up and in.
She's had so much responsibility on and off the floor for this Iowa team, and she's accepted and won every National Player of the Year award and the Wade Trophy, including the Naismith National Player of the Year as well.
And by the way, this is how good she is. We're talking about this. She has 30 in the game. 93-82 LSU, 2:05 to go. Morris hounded by Marshall out near midcourt. Alexis Morris with a dribble in the Final Four logo. Morris dribbling left, gets into the paint, floats it up, and in again.
I'll tell you
Morris with 18, 12 in the fourth. And now an outlet pass from Clark is stolen by Williams.
Alexis Morris, so patient and mature in the first half. And then her playmaking skills in the second have been terrific. And when Kim Mulkey's offense is in front of her bench, she becomes the sixth offensive player and the second point guard.
There's a foul given by Warnock out front. McKenna Warnock is just fouled out with 1:33 to go.
Ryan, it's amazing and impressive and absolutely incredible. In 2 short years, it's a microcosm of the transfer portal. 9 new players. Kim Mulkey can build through essentially free agency with NIL and transfer portal opportunities. And you know what? This is just the start, man. They're going to be all whooped up down there in Mardi Gras land.
Poole to inbound, gets it into Morris. Morris holds the basketball below her belt. Double team comes and a foul given by Gabby Marshall. Just the first foul against Marshall. It'll be the 14th foul against Iowa.
And Iowa fans will cite they could not overcome the adversity of foul trouble. But here we sit in a national championship game with a 95-82, and we still got time to go.
Poole will inbound. Lobs it out front to Morris. Morris holds the ball. Iowa looking for the double team. Morris dribbles over on the right, heads back toward midcourt. Lobs a pass over on the left side to Poole. Poole dribbling up the lane line. Bounce it back out to Morris. Just 8 to shoot. Morris dribbling left. Morris drops it off for Reese. Left of the lane. 4 to shoot. Reese out to Poole. High on the right. Steps into a wing three. Got it. And that is going to put it in the books. LSU with 1:05 to go is up 98-82. Clark with a heave from near midcourt. Banked it too strong. Poole grabs the rebound. Poole racing it up the far sideline, running through traffic, bangs into Martin, and a foul will go against Kate Martin. Free throws coming up.
The emotion is starting to spill over on Kim Mulkey. She can barely contain the tears to do what she's done in such a short time. And you cannot dismiss what Iowa has done and what they have brought and what these two programs have done to elevate this game.
Jasmine Carson will go to the free throw line. Well, Carson was trying to check in the game, so she's going to check into the ball game.
Kim Mulkey, tears streaming down her face. What an emotional, incredible coaching job. People talk about her fashion. It's about the product.
Carson will step to the line for 2 free throws. First one is on the way, and that one is no good off the right side of the rim. LSU has already set a record for most points ever in a Final Four game. They're at 98 right now with 53.7 seconds left, and now 99 as Carson makes the second. That gives her 22 points in the game, 99-82 LSU. The fans can feel it. Kim Mulkey is down in a crouch over in front of her bench, and the tears are flowing. Mulkey, who left Baylor, a dynasty that she built, comes home to LSU and is about to lead the Tigers to a national championship, their first ever in just Mulkey's second year at the school. Angel Reese pointing to her ring finger. The Tigers know the jewelry is going to be theirs, and meanwhile at the other end, disappointment for the Iowa Hawkeyes and for Caitlin Clark. A great story, a great player, a team that fought so hard to get here, but did not have enough today to overcome LSU.
They do not have to hang their head for anything. What they have done has transcended the sport of basketball right now. And this will be disappointing and heartbreaking for what Iowa will witness and experience in the next few minutes. However, they have a great opportunity to get back.
Davis inbound to Martin, turns, shoots a left wing three, and hits. So Kate Martin with 13, 99-85, 49 seconds to go. Carson has it, dribbling up the left sideline. Carson throws it back out front to Reese, holds the basketball. Her pass deflected by Marshall, taken by Morris out near midcourt. Iowa's not going to foul, 15 to shoot. Morris with it, jumps a pass to Carson high on the left. Carson fakes a pass, dribbles left. Carson down the lane, bounce it to Williams left baseline. Williams throws it back out front, deflected but collected by Morris. Dribbles over to the left wing, steps into a three. Morris banked it in! And in many ways, a fitting end. 21 for Morris, 102-85 LSU. 20 seconds to go. Davis in the right corner. Gets it up to Marshall on the wing. She'll take a three from there. Gabby Marshall rattles it out. Rebound to LaDasia Williams. Williams will hand it off to Morris. All LSU has to do is bring the ball across midcourt. Morris dribbling through traffic, and now LSU can celebrate. The clock ticks down. It is history for LSU. For the first time in school history, the Tigers are women's basketball national champions. LSU 102, Iowa 85. The Tiger roar can be heard from coast to coast. LSU, best in the land in 2023. A historical win for LSU, a historical win for Kim Mulkey. She joins Rick Pitino as the only coaches to take multiple schools to national championships. Mulkey is now 4-0 all time in national championship games. In just her second year, she leads LSU to a 34-2 season and a national championship, 102 points put up by the Tigers today. A 102-85 win. LSU will wear the rings, national champions of women's basketball in 2023.
What an incredible spectacle of basketball. The product always delivers. An impressive timeline for Kim Mulkey. 102-85. Are you kidding me? Multiple incredible offensive performances. And Iowa has nothing to be ashamed of with the way they played and the way they delivered on this grandest stage. But LSU has been fantastic. What a timetable for Kim Mulkey.
So many LSU Tigers contributed to this win. Jasmine Carson had 21 points in the first half. She's standing by with our Krista Blanc.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Jasmine, 21 points for you in the first half of this ball game. You hit 5 threes. You've been on a bit of a slump. How were you able to get past that and do what you did?
I mean, I've been preparing for this. So, when I get in a slump, I just keep shooting. That's what shooters doing. Tonight, I was just on fire. And, that goes to show how if you work hard, you can do anything.
Tell us the emotions. You're kind of standing here. You were shaking your head a little bit. It probably hasn't really sunk in yet that this is the first time LSU has won a national championship.
Yes, I mean, we just made history, and I'm just out of words. Everybody has a journey, and my journey is different. And just to capitalize off what I did today, it just means a lot.
You transferred in to LSU. What was it about Coach Mulkey, the program, that made you want to go play there?
I came here to win a championship, and that's what I did. That's why I wanted to play for Coach Monkey. She's an awesome coach, awesome person, and I'm just happy to be here, and I love my teammates.
Jasmine, I don't think you could have stepped up any bigger. Congratulations. You go celebrate with them.
Thank you.
All right, Krista, thanks very much. We'll hear from more members of the Tigers coming up. We'll hear from Kim Mulkey in just a little bit as well. A team that is dominated, at least in the headlines, Debbie, by Angel Reese, by Alexis Morris, and obviously they were big parts of this too, but so many different players stepping up for LSU today. Carson carried the load in the first half. Remember, Reese was on the bench with foul trouble. Carson scores 21 in the first half, including a banked-in 3 just before the buzzer. I mean, it's a team game. It was a team win for LSU today.
Well, there's no question. Angel Reese with their 34th double-double on the season, which is an NCAA record. 3 different players with 20 or more points behind the play. LaDasia Williams with 20. You mentioned Jasmine Carson. She had 22, 21 of those in the first half. And then Alexis Morris, who quietly managed the first half in executing their offense, had 2 points in the first half, finishes with 21 in the game. I thought Alexis Morris in the second half controlled, played with maturity, made great personnel decisions, and helped lead this team to a national championship.
Speaking of Alexis Morris hosting that national championship trophy, she's on the court with Krista.
Ryan, wow. Alexis, you needed somebody to hold that national championship trophy. How does it feel to know that you have gotten it done?
It's heavy. Man, I'm so happy that I came back and took advantage of the opportunity Coach Monkey gave me. I'm so happy to be able to do it with my teammates. We had 9 new pieces. We had a weak conference schedule preseason. You know, we just tuned out the naysayers and the doubters the whole way and just stayed focused on our game plan. And we bought into the system. And this is the results of buying in, being a team player, and just believing in each other and being a team. So I just want to thank my teammates, Coach Monkey, LSU, our fans. Y'all been amazing. Thank you all for welcoming me with open arms.
You've done something that no other program had been able to do. You've won this championship, but you said it. You were the only starter back. How was this team able to put it together, get the chemistry that you've had, and get this done?
It took some time, but like I said, we all had one goal, and that was to win. And we put our pride and our egos to the side so that we can be as one. And we're just on one accord right now. We were just flowing in the playoffs. We came together at the right time. We became one at the right time. It's always team over me over at LSU. And I just want to thank everybody, our coaches, the staff, the fans, everybody, man. Thank you. I'm so glad I never quit on myself.
You talk about this matchup, too. You were doing things that they typically have done to teams, hitting threes in the first half. You almost had a double-double. You had 9 assists in this game.
Say that again?
You almost had a double-double. You had 9 assists in this game. How important was it for you not worrying about your shot early on, but making sure you got others involved?
Because it's a team sport. And we don't run a one-man show over here. I trust my teammates. I believe in my teammates and what they're capable of. So sometimes it's important to get your teammates going first, get their confidence up, especially on this stage. Get them going, get them in the field. And that's my job as the point guard, to facilitate and lead. It's not all about scoring. It's never just all about scoring. It's just that I can't score at the point guard position. It's not about scoring all the time.
I love it. Congratulations. You go celebrate with your team.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Krista, thanks very much. Alexis Morris, she told us yesterday, Debbie, I'll do whatever I have to do to help this team win. Last 9 games coming into today, she had upped her scoring average to 19 points per game. She was relatively quiet scoring-wise in the first 3 quarters of this game, just 6 points through 3 quarters, but she scores 15 in the fourth, ends with 21. Huge piece of this LSU club.
I think she's the difference. Jasmine Carson made shots in the first half in spite of the Angel Reese foul trouble. Angel Reese's ability to offensive rebound put a lot of pressure and put Iowa at a deficit, but it was the game management of Alexis Morris, her ability to pick and choose who to get involved when to make shots. I thought she was the reason overall in 40 minutes why Kim Mulkey's team is going to be cutting down the nets.
All right, good lead up to our player of the game, the one who delivered for the team, sponsored by the United States Postal Service, reinventing to deliver more value, convenience, and confidence. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated, the United States Postal Service.
I don't remember another team in the championship game scoring 102 points in the title
Never
and
happened.
having 3 players score 20 or more points. I don't know if that's ever happened. And because of that, I'm putting it on Alexis Morris, Ryan. I'm putting it on her because of all the things I just said previously about how well she played, how she managed for Kim Mulkey at the point guard spot, especially in the second half when Coach Mulkey's offense is in front of her and she can help dictate. And she and Alexis Morris have a little bit of a contentious, fun, high-level relationship, right? She told us that yesterday, and you could see it on display. And so that is the reason why Alexis Morris, to me, is the player of the game on our call.
LSU players have climbed up onto the podium. They have donned the championship hats, the championship shirts. They are about to be presented the national championship trophy. LSU scores the most points ever in a Final Four game. They beat the Iowa Hawkeyes by a score of 102-85. LSU ends the season with a record of 34-2. In Kim Mulkey's second year at the helm, the Tigers have their first ever national championship. Iowa will have to wait for their first title. The Hawkeyes finish their season at 31-7. The final score from Dallas, LSU 102, Iowa 85. We'll have more coming up. You're listening to the Women's Basketball National Championship on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Monster.com can help you slam dunk the job hunt and make your